Welcome everyone to 7x7 edition of SOS, that is 49. I am Superfern and I'm joined here by my good old friend Ahmed. Ahmed, how are you doing today after we have just been screamed by Kraken for some weird reason?
I'm doing just fantastic.
Anyway, I would like to introduce the two first teams from the stream curse. They are gonna be Macaxeira versus the Grillers. Now, I know Macaxeira, I know the Grillers, and what I find this match incredibly amazing, and for everyone that just want to bet their points on the stream, this is a Div 9 versus a Div 3 match. Although Ludi did say they're posting most people on Div 9, as in we don't know who you are, so we're just gonna put on Div 9. But either way, I still believe these people can at least put on a show. Do you know any of these people apart from? I think Ahmed knows most people from the Grillers, right? Right, Mad?
Yeah, that would be correct.
What do you think you're going to be playing most of the time?
Well, I know Devi is a very competent Hydra main, so we'll probably be seeing a lot of that. Cookie is very much anything Slayer, so probably K-Shot, some Bucket, everything in between. But yeah, it's gonna be, as you said, it's gonna be quite the show indeed.
Now, also in terms of like, we also have a perspective of Taku, because like Taku is also a person that I at least have some relationship, and she is streaming her match as well. But at the same time, I find it interesting because they also have the perspective and the honor to be streamed for us as well. So there is a possibility of 2 times the curse of being streamed and playing badly, or just calling out bad stuff. I honestly have streamed matches before and I always get nervous, so I wish good luck for both teams. Just take a deep breath and enjoy splat zones on the reef. With Hydra being one of the, we already see a no Hydra, we see Bob.
Dang, you're gonna make me eat my words.
True, and it is already gonna be an interesting match with 2 teams already. Devi on the, where's Skeppy for me to call on the blob. Yeah. Control of the map is already on the hands of Macaxeira, on Macaxeira's side. Wait, the heads up, it swapped the colors. Yeah, so Macaxeira is the purple one and the Grillers are the green one. Control of the zone is on the hands of the Grillers, but they are actually the colors are so confused I can barely pay attention to who is her.
Well, it looks like Macaxeira almost had that zone back in their own color, whatever color that may be. But it looks like they are still going to be putting up a decent fight, already taking back one of the zones of the 2. And, ooh, they're so close to capping if they could just hold out a little bit longer. But no, they have a man down and is not going to turn out in their favor.
I'm going on the Macaxeira side. The bomb rush in the zone, almost getting Taku unpredictable. Taku goes down for a little bit of a combo from the splash down, bomb rush from the Neo splash. They have control of the zone. It's a 2v4 situation. 10 has the hammer. They are trying their best to take control of the left tree. Here comes the slushing machine helping the splash. It's a 2v1 situation, but Macaxeira gets surprised from the Grillers coming from behind, and it is now the tables are turned. It's a 4v2 on favor of the Grillers. It is an ink slaughter happening in the end. The Grillers have control back of the zone. Armor coming in for Macaxeira, trying to push their way in the zone with the hammer popping in. It is looking pretty favorable. This is a good match indeed, with ammo going on the Grillers side. It seems just like there's gonna be just traders from left and right. 2 people down from the Grillers and 1 from Macaxeira. The Grillers are having a little bit of trouble here, I think.
Yes, indeed. They had a decent control at the very beginning of the match, but as soon as Macaxeira was able to get a good foothold in, like even coming off the respawn, they had their armor ready to go. They came in as a team, and they were able to take that zone almost immediately. And they're doing a good job of setting up for the defense now.
Neko just have half of the hammer, trying to get control underneath from the lamp on the Griller side. They have control of bridge. They drop down, trying to get the pick. Neko unfortunately gets surprised by the splash. Cookie very aggressive. They don't take the lead, but it still seems very 50-50 on where this match can go. Cookie trying to paint as much as they can from the left side of the tree, getting control of the bridge now. So it seems that Macaxeira is on a little bit of a bad spot right now. They don't seem to be able to push since their Zap player has just respawned and they don't have armor. Most likely the penalty will go all the way to the points will all the way to 30, and Macaxeira will have to find an opening so they can push and take the blob away from bridge.
Yeah, but they do have the 2 specials online. Here comes a splashdown, and then the hammer is going to be coming up soon. We also have the bomb rush, but not before they're taken out by the blob blobber, and that's going to be 3 down for Macaxeira, and Grills are going to be holding on to that zone without taking on any penalty.
A delayed wipe indeed. The Grills will take advantage of that. It seems that it's just going to be one last push. Cannon ends up get armor in less than 15 seconds. Blob is under control of the zone. Tent's trying to push in from the right side. Gets the attention from the Blob off the bridge. It is not a good position for the Blob to be, but they're trying their best to just take control. And it seems the Splashdown takes control of both zones because of the situation that they lost. And there's the Blob trying to survive. That is a good save. Blob trying to survive the hammer. The hammer goes to the bridge. Ends up doesn't know where Devi is, and it seems that it's just going to be an engagement with the suction bomb coming from behind. Devi trying their best to survive, but it seems it's just going to go down to the splash.
An absolute amazing hold there. Very slippery there, able to survive for so long and just keep them at bay while their team respawns, but also an excellent take back by Macaxeira right at the last possible second, and they're able to get a lot of map control from this and just really lock down and get past their own penalty.
Bomb rush coming in from the Neo splash. Splashdown trying to get a little bit more turf underneath their feet. Splash does go down, but the penalty has not been applied to their side. They do get the penalty, but it's the same time it seems that Macaxeira still has control of the map. They quickly try to take control of the back of the zone and get the Bob that just jump out. So it means that just one person alive, and most likely just on the top is the Splash trying to engage with the other Splash, taking it down. Slushy Machine trying to get the control from the left bridge. K-Shot on the engagement. They get this read and get the very nice pick on the K-Shot. Is just a Blob sharking on the right side of the tree, trying to get the pick, or is it on a different spot? But it seems that Macaxeira is being able to turn this match around.
Yes, indeed. That was quite the delayed wipe right there. Able to basically hold on to the zone for the entire 2 respawns of the whole Guerrillas team. Now they already 3 down once again. Looks like Macaxeira is going to be able to hold out through the rest of the penalty.
That's 7 seconds remaining on the clock. Just a little bit more seconds and Macaxeira can take the lead. Blob does go down. Splash just respawns. Jam underneath with almost a splashdown ready. Trying to use it and get a position itself. The splashdown, we're going to go for the zone. Will they be able to cap it? They splash down the zone. They get control. It's just a little bit more. And Macaxeira takes the lead on the first game already. Getting a lot of action.
Wow, they had a little bit of a slow start in the beginning there, but once they got a foothold, then they held on to that zone for pretty much the rest of the match. That was quite the show indeed.
Quite a show indeed, and quite a hold in general. This was a great match, and I can't wait to see the rest of the plays. Just correct me if I'm wrong. I always forget. Is SOS play all 3 or just best of 3?
Yeah, I think in the pool it's just play all 3.
Playoff 3, so these 2 remaining matches are going to be amazing to see.
Yes, indeed. I am especially impressed by the splashdown right at the end there. He was the bucket there was shark underneath holding them at bay, but as soon as he got the call out that the zones are being contested, he jumped back and just splashed down right into them, just taking out the rest of the points they needed to win that match.
Very well played indeed. If I were using the splash, if I was in the slushy machine, I would just have used it there, try to at least put a bit. But that was the best play of a splashdown, because splashdown usually not the best special, but it was very well coordinated. I probably believe the voice chat was going all hype and all teamwork. Macaxeira is promising a good match.
For sure.
Now, TC, do you think Devi will bring the Hydra? It is a favorable map for a Hydra to play on TC Sturgeon, especially because I don't think Macaxeira has snipers.
I would also be very surprised if she did not bring this Hydra out. Like, the Blob was definitely an excellent choice for the zones and for the Reef, but for Sturgeon Tower Control, definitely want to bring out something with a little bit more killing power.
True. Makes sense. Now, I would like to also tell the viewers a little bit about cookies. I can bake them, and apparently they taste quite nicely. But apart from that, TC Sturgeon Shipyard, we're gonna see green side's probably gonna be at Alpha, so Grillers, and pink is gonna be Macaxeira. Yes, Hydra from Devi, Luna as well. Orange and Zap, also very interesting choices, and a K-Shot still. No armor apart from Devi.
That is a very interesting comp indeed, though we do see the double missiles coming out for Grillers. Yeah, for Grillers. And then Indeed. Although they don't have a backline themselves, they still have the Tinderbrella in play, so that still may be able to do some plays to contest the Hydra.
Taco trying to survive, gets a pick. It's just the N-Zap right in the tower. Hydra also alive, trying to position themselves. Very well awareness from the N-Zap, trying to get a better position. N-Zap takes Taku down on control of the bridge. They're going to Fight Club. There's still a lot of control disputing between both teams. Armor being used from the Grillers, but unfortunately the armor from Macaxeira will go down. It's a baller chasing chasing the splash. Very good awareness. The blob is not the blob. There's a good trade happening on Fight Club, but still the tower is on Macaxeira's side. Macaxeira's side, and they almost managed to. It's swapped again. Macaxeira is green. The Grillers is purple.
Yes, indeed. Now we do see that Macaxeira has control of the tower. They are going to be pushing up to just protect it during that first checkpoint there. We see the 52 Booyah right on the top area there. But unfortunately, they are the last one alive as the rest of the team goes down.
Jump trying to at least break the checkpoint. The Hydra is making it life very hard. Very nice usage of the wall. It's just the Luna trying to apply the pressure. They fall back from the to the control. The Luna gets the very nice fall off. That was a very well played from the Luna.
It dipped out of the way, but still able to get him on the way down. You see the baller coming out, camping that jump. Ooh, that's going to be a double from Cookie once again, and that's a complete team wipe. Looks like Devi's going to be getting on that tower to take their first stab at the checkpoint, and once again Grill is going to be pushing up to hopefully protect the tower as it gets through this.
Devi using armor to survive. N-Zap on Macaxeira's team does go down. Luna as well go down. It's a 3v1 situation with just a Neo Splash alive. They would have to find a place to use it. There is a pick on Taku over there, but just after that the Neo Splash will also go down. It seems that the control of the checkpoint will, like they almost breaking the second to the last checkpoint, and they managed to break it. Grillers have control of the map. Macaxeira is in a very deep trouble right here with just the orange N-Zap trying to find escape position to survive and maybe use missiles or hold it for when they have to push. Jamie is sharking, which is I think a very smart play.
That was quite the excellent last-ditch play right there. The last member of Grill is able to stay alive on the tower long enough for the jump to come in and able to just get through the rest of that checkpoint there. So they have pretty much free reign all the way until the end goal.
Macaxeira trying to finally break the first checkpoint. It's a 4v2 situation with the N-Zap just jumping in. Sorry, not the N-Zap, the 52 Gal. They have control. They break the first checkpoint. They are getting closer and closer. It's 4v3 situation. The baller trying to get a pick position. As the N-Zap gets the other Zap. They are trying their best. 32 points. They'll be able to at least break the second checkpoint. Booyah from the Gal on the left side of tower. They throw it in, trying to get the pick on Taco on the left side. It's a 1v1 situation happening with the 52 and the K-Shot. But unfortunately, it's just the 10th left alive, and just at the entrance of the last checkpoint, the Macaxeira will have to stop their push and give another opportunity for Grillers to push in.
Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and reset here, but we still have a minute and a half left in the match. But we do see 3 go down already, 3 of which are by the splatter shot here, and that's going to be a detrimental hit to them as the Grillers take the tower up back into their own enemy territory.
There was an unfortunate situation happening right there. 3 people going down for the K-Shot. Neko flanking from behind, trying to get the pick, but with barely any turf underneath. The shield is deployed, getting a distraction. They barely managed to get the KO. It's just the N-Zap trying to stop, and it's gonna be KO for the Grillers. Second game goes to the Grillers. 1v1. Last game decides it all.
That was certainly intense right up to the last second.
Devi being a very good menace with the Hydra right here, and now we're gonna finish with Snapper on Clam Blitz.
I say this is gonna be very interesting. I'm not so sure about the map itself, but definitely with the Clam Blitz mode is definitely a lot more fluid than the other 2 modes have been. So I'll be curious to see if the Grills decide to stick with the backline, because I do think the Hydra is pretty excellent for Snapper Canal.
I agree. The thing with terms with Hydra is that Devi will only be able to actually be a menace if Devi is always well positioned with the Hydra. Otherwise, the Hydra can be very hard to use it if you don't position yourself correctly, and just gonna be well, let's just say being pressured by almost every weapon in the other side.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is pretty wide open, a lot of room to run around with. But as you said, you pressure the Hydra just in the right way, and there's not a whole lot they can do.
I agree. Also, we didn't see. We mostly saw we saw a tent from the zone, so I probably think we're gonna be seeing a tent on Snapper. We saw the splash. We saw the zap. I believe we just saw the 52 and the K machine from Macaxeira, while Devi had they had a junior on zones, but this time because I think Devi is gonna be also on the Hydra, we're probably gonna see something similar to what we saw on TC. Probably still gonna see missiles from Orange and Zap, and the K shot from Taco.
Indeed. A lot of the comps that we saw in the last match definitely will be very powerful in this upcoming match as well.
Well, at least we're not gonna see Bamboos doing 99.9.
Or will we?
No, I don't think we will. I know both of these teams. I know we see the Nautilus now instead of the 52 or the 52 Gal from TC. Very well choice. Ash from Cookie instead of the Luna, and Taco of the K shot.
Yes, a little bit of mix up there. We see the Orange ends up returning as well as the Hydra and the K shot. As you said, just Luna or Cookie swapping out the Luna for the Flash-O-Matic. A little bit more extra paint, as it is a lot of running around to be done on this map. But that's 4 down for Macaxeira already, with only Cookie left alive.
Cookie left alive, Nautilus just respawning, jumping in, trying to get Cookie, but at the same time, the Gorillas just managed to just do a little bit of Clampton of power, so 74. There might be a flank I might have seen from the left side, I'm not quite so sure. They do take down one of the players. Yes, there is a flank from the Hydra. Devi is positioning on their snipe very sneakily, just swimming. Oh my, I'll give 10 seconds for them to realize where Devi is. There you go.
10 seconds and 2 splits down, perhaps? Yes, indeed.
Devi is legit on a very good position, taking 3, almost getting this triple on the Nautilus that just got inkjet, but at the same time, the Gritter also is 2 players down, and the Nautilus survives that. That's amazing. There's a lot of run speed on you as well. Well, that was a good flank, but not much done after that. So it was an interesting play, Devi. Congrats.
It was an excellent position, but not a whole lot to be gained from it. But we do see one going down for Macaxeira, and honestly not a whole lot of clams on either side. Not enough for a solid push at this rate. I say
That's
that,
true.
and then we see the jump coming in with the basket open, already taking the lead with 59, with more clams on the way. Hammer coming out, 2 members of Grillers down, and clams are starting to pour in once again.
More clams coming in from underneath, the Nautilus coming in with the inkjet coming into their base. They're trying their best to at least keep the bay. They take all people from Macaxeira, and just the Nautilus left alive, but also goes down to a well-timed jump on the camping on the jump.
Still, that was quite a excellent push right there, taking it down to 32, and good lead by any measure. But we do see 2 specials online for Grillers, as well as 20 clams ready to be locked in.
Go down once again. They're trying to coordinate missiles with armor. They have enough clams to do a lot of damage right now. They get 1, they're 2. The NZAP gets 2 on the Griller side. Here comes the splash getting another one. It's just Cookie left on their street. Can the NZAP take it down? The Nautilus comes in for the help, and it's all in. All the push from the Grillers is being denied by the splash coming from the left ramp. Very well defense from Macaxeira. They're probably gonna try to set up their own push this time with the hammer probably from the tent being almost close to ready, and the bomb rush from the splash.
Yes, indeed. That was an excellent defense right there. That could have been done a lot of damage if they were able to get all those clams in.
Nautilus getting a fall off damage very nicely. Avoiding the suction bomb. Splat getting getting the clam blitz open for the basket open. That's it. I was thinking of different sports. The basket open and going for 31 points versus 74. This is not looking good for the Gorillas in any way, shape, or form. The control of the map is still on the hands of Macaxeira.
That is for sure. We do see quite a bit of clams now in Gorilla control, and still a minute left in the match, so anything could happen at this point, but yeah, there's a lot of orange in there as well.
Bomb Rush coming in with armor from the Hydra, gets the pick on the Neo Splash. The Hydra almost goes for a dive with the well-timed suction bomb on the left side, placing a mine, but also going down. It is gonna be a little bit of points on the for the Grillers, but will they be able to take the lead? No, they get wiped, and it's just 50 seconds remaining. The Hydra has just respawning. They're trying to take control of how much green they can take off the map. The Macaxeira has a lot of aggression. They're picking up the ball. They're trying to go for a sneaky and very aggressive counter push immediately with the NZ just going down as well.
They are well equipped for a counterattack right here with only 30 seconds left in the match. They honestly don't even need to pop this basket, but they do, and they have many clams coming in. They wipe for Grillers. I think this might be game right here.
It's just one clam away, and it's a KO. Macaxeira takes the first set with a 2-1. My friends, what a game of Clam Blitz, what a game of Zones, and what a game of TC. This edition is promising, and my friend is literally texting me because they just won.
What a start to SOS 49. What a start.
Oh my, it was a really great emotion. And I think we should maybe call for a break we should call for a break and return for round 2.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to SOS 49. We're coming at you with not only the next round, but we also have a few birthdays to shout out right here.
Yes, we do. Let's start with the first one. Unfortunately, Cannon's not gonna be on stream anymore. He had to attend happy birthday for his sister. So happy birthday, Cannon's sister. I'm at. Who also do we have to sing happy birthday?
We also have our very own Julian, who is now going to be fighting on stream. And who else do we got going on?
We also have Risa, who also had their birthday today. And last but not least, we also have the myth, the legend. It's your cue, I'm at.
I blanked. Who's the myth, the legend?
Miyamoto-san. Miyamoto-san.
Yes.
The myth, the legends. Creator of Mario and Zelda, Miyamoto-san. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday to all of them. And happy birthday mostly to you, Julian, who is going to be streaming. I hope this is going to be a very pleasant replay for you to rewatch on this game. And I wish you as a present for you to win the match. Not going to be biased, it's just because it's their birthday, okay? I still wish both teams have fun. Also, I'm gonna tell Vapor that I'm gonna tell Vapor about losing points. It happens to all of us.
that was I think a very unexpected match, but not an unwelcome one, I will say.
Now, Rainmaker Manta, I actually don't like much this mode. It is very hard to push in once you don't have the lead, in my opinion.
In this particular map, or just Rainmaker in general?
Rainmaker Manta, because for example, Rainmaker Wahoo, I find a little bit more easier to play. Rainmaker Black Ballad is also easier to play. I just don't like Rainmaker Manta because it's so get control of mid and literally being so hard to push.
It is a very backline friendly map. It's got a lot of choke points and a lot of elevation for anything with long range to set up and just play defense for most of the match. But we do see, honestly, a lot of mid-line to short-range weapons here, with the longest range possibly being the Nautilus and the Squiffer, with the 96 running up. We do see 3 members, actually no, it's going to be 2 members for both teams going down, but Brazilian's going to be picking up the Rainmaker and taking that left route. Let's see if they can survive the onslaught of the Carbon.
Easy with the very well coordinated flick. They thought they couldn't avoid the Carbon, but the Carbon proved them wrong with the range and the very well, let's just say vertical flick was very well played. But at the same time, 74 points is anyone's game. Anyone can still take this game. It's basically just a tie happening in mid with the Rainmaker resetting and the Carbon trying to get some position on the top of the bunker from their side.
And we see a contestant for the pop, but we Campfire in Paradise taking that pop, with the Carbon going down as they pick it up and getting ready to take it across the jump there. Only the Rainmaker remaining. That's going to be a delayed wipe. And not with the... Oh, they were able to take the lead, though.
Yeah, just taking a lead by a little bit. It's still not safe. Eevee is sharking behind the bunker, trying to get a pick on probably the Nautilus. That's probably just going to try to get the feed. Gal comes in for the aid. There's a lot of armor action going on. Tries Washer Julian, Birthday Squid here, trying to get a little bit more action with the Inkjet. Carbo gets... no, it's a kick shot gets cancelled, but at the same time also does the bucket. The Rainmaker is still on the bucket. It can't really do that much, and the 96 is in a little bit of a trouble, trying to get a little bit of fall-off damage on the Rainmaker, who is just sharking on the bunker, trying to find a place to push.
Reduce that armor coming out, and looks like they're going to be pushing out with the Booyah as well. And it looks like they took out the Rainmaker there, so that's going to be the end of that push for the time being. A lot of blue coming out on this map. And then most of Team Brazilians push back to their own bunker, with Team Campfire taking control of mid.
Campfire Paradise plus Q is in the lead still with 2-all. The match is just reaching the half point. Burst bomb splat from Birthday Squid here, Julian, trying to get their push to begin and maybe trying to get the lead. Going for the very aggressive. Finds the K-shot sharking on the street, but unfortunately, not the K-shot, the 52 Gao. They go back to their position, but unfortunately, someone gets picked behind, and it's the Rainmaker, which is delaying the push even more. Probably someone from them is going to be sharking. No one sharking from there, but the 96 and the Tri-Slosher are going to be engaging, and Eevee, I'm sorry, Kaiser will take down Julian and popping armor, trying to possibly start a new push because 52 is still not safe enough. And also it is the name of the K52 weapon, which is not a good omen.
That was a very unfortunate plot for the Tri-Slosher there, basically painting the feet purple and not allowing him to escape from the 96's wrath. We do see a nice push coming out, dropping down to within reach of the pedestal and down to below 30 points.
Nice tech from Splatbro with the CDS, getting 2 people, just the 52 Gao, sharking or probably just respawning. I have lost count. No, they're on the far left side, trying to get a little bit of control. 3 people going in, nice jump out from the 52. They're trying to take control of the bunker, positioning themselves. There is no one sharking mid, but there's a lot of possibility of the Carbon sharking on the street. And we see Storm, Carbon, and the K52 Gao forming a line of defense. Julian, one more time, trying to get the push to start. With the I think that we just saw missiles from the K-shot popping in right now, trying to get the pick. They almost managed to drop with the 52 as well on their score. This is not a good omen as well, because 52 is a busted weapon. They managed to break, but it's a wipe for Campfire Paradise plus Q.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate wipe. They were almost able to slip past the defense there, but the 96 is going to stand there and let him not pass. But we do see a lot, once again, Campfire and Paradise taking control of both the Rainmaker and the middle of the map. With 30 seconds left in the match, it's going to take a lot of coordination from Team Resilience in order to push back in.
There's probably another chance for even more points. 27 is maybe not enough for Campfire Paradise plus Q. They're trying to get even more points. They managed to get just the 29, I believe, but it still doesn't matter. With 15 seconds remaining on the clock, they still have control. They have map control. They have the lead. It is a pretty safe. All they need to do is just shark. Carbo is positioned themselves on the left side, on the most likely where they're going to try to push in and take control of the mid. They have to rely. I don't think this is going to be overtime, because the Rainmaker respawn, and that's going to be GG's. They had to pick it up because of the Rainmaker overtime rules, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for Resilience, but an excellent show out by Campfire in Paradise. They would be taking this first match. Yeah, well played by both teams.
And now we're gonna go for my favorite map, but actually not my second favorite map, and the only map which has a circular zone, Wahoo World. Do you like Wahoo World, Mad?
I absolutely love Wahoo World. Zones in particular is one of my favorite map mode combinations.
I agree. I like the idea because it is you can still kinda of spawn camp, or at least get close to spawn camping your enemy, and at the same time the enemy team has the possibility of leaving spawn camp. Not to mention, like, unless you're not really getting aware from where they're positioning, it basically is the map that shows how well you can coordinate push, maintain push, and take control of the zone with, I mean, most of the maps is just like using splash and take control of the zone, but I still think it's a very good map just to play in general. It's very, I would say it's an amusement, it's an amusing and also an amusement part.
Yes, indeed. It is, honestly, I would agree, it is one of the more balanced maps as far as layout wise. And yeah, as you said, it'd be a lot of footholds in order to lock them into their own spawn, but at the same time, it is not impossible for them to break back out.
True. Now, do you think we're gonna see much difference in between the comps? We saw the armor player being Julian. We saw the 96. We saw Carbon. Honestly, I think Q's team, Campfire plus Q, has also a pretty strong team, pretty strong range, a pretty strong match overall to go in and win the zones match.
Indeed. Honestly, I would not be surprised if we saw a very similar comp as before. While backlines are pretty valuable on this map because there's a lot of open area to go through, having like the 96, the Nautilus, and the Squiffer on the map is not a bad choice in any sense. But we do see a bit of a mix-up, the Squiffer and the 96 returning, but we do see a Squeezer coming out on the side of Resilience here.
I think they only managed to pep to the 96. Kaiser trying to get a position to try to control the zone. The first pick will go for Resilience, but they're still. Oh, the bomb gets. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Ooh.
That was quite the unfortunate bomb there, but able to get a delayed wipe there and take control of the zone. And this begins their first foothold in the lockout.
Resilience holding in that armor. They're just finishing using the inkjet. The suction bomb doesn't get the pick on the landing. They're trying their best. Taking the Squeezer, avoiding the missiles. The armor also being popped from Campfire plus Q. They have a lot of turf to compensate with 33, but they might be able to apply a penalty with Splatford on the other side of the drop. Trying to survive with just a squeeze. I forgot the name of the weapon, but
the splash there.
No, not the splash. The orange one with the inkjet.
The fresh Squiffer.
Fresh Squiff. I was gonna say Squeezer. I was going for Squiffer. Control doesn't go back to Resilience. Q trying to survive a lot of bombs. It is not looking good for Campfire plus Q. Engagement. Finally the VDS doesn't manage to get the pick. This time we're missing a little bit of the tech and missing the read on Q. They take control back at the zone and Q gets one more pick with the suction bomb and finishes off with the wipe.
Very excellent push back in. They have a lot of points to make up for, but no penalty to stand in their way. It looks like they're going to have a decent time of catching back up.
Splatford trying to get a little bit of missiles on the right side of the map. They're going for the zipline, trying to surprise Eevee, who is just falling back. Armor has been pushed. I think it's been a little bit too early, because at the end of the armor, we're going to see four specials going in. Sorry, I had to sneeze and leave myself. I hope it worked. The inkjet coming in clutch, gets the control of the zone, pushing Storm away, and they have to use the suction bomb rush to take control back of the zone. Don't worry, everyone is not covered. And Storm gets the pick on the left side underneath the bridge, trying to get another one. It's a 2v3 situation. And Resilience is not in a good trouble, but they just managed to apply a little bit of penalty for them.
Ooh, they're so close to taking back that lead there, but just able to only a little bit of penalty left actually, so they might be able to get that lead nonetheless. We do see lots of specials coming out in defense, but the bubbles are going to be coming out as well. It's going to be quite the battle to hold control of zone here. But the bomb's taking out the K shot, and that is lead though for Campfire in Paradise.
Unfortunately for the bubbles, they did not pop over the zone and they all went away. Control of the zone is in neutral. They might be able. Squiffer gets a nice pick over there, getting to secure control of the zone. Gets the jump on the Flingza that was over there on the left side, and it's just the K shot, just barely trying to throw suction bombs, so they don't have control of this knife, and they're still being able to at least attempt to begin a push with 17 points remaining on the penalty and just 5 points to get the lead. It seems that Resilience might be able to take this to a Game 3 decision.
This is certainly going very back and forth. Resilience able to take through their penalty and able to get that lead. If they were able to hold on for another 20 seconds, they might be able to take this match as well. We do see the specials coming out for side of Camp in Paradise. And it's going to be, it's a tough battle. Oh, that's 3 down for Resilience. This might be, zone is now purple.
Almost the Vanilla Dooley Squatchers managed to take a pick on Storm, who went all the way from the left side. It's now on the right side. They basically went over the entire amusement park, just trying to take control of the zone and take out the VDS. There was a very well coordinated push, and that armor really saved their lives because of the bubbles that was just coming in. That was very, very clutch and very well coordinated of armor. Kaiser behind armor, trying to pop armor and trying to survive the missiles. Bomb rush being deployed with just a little bit of points remaining. Inkjet coming from the left side. Bubbles as well. Will they be able to finally clutch the zone? It's just the last bubble picking in. The Junior tries to get a little bit aggressive, trying to get over, but they managed to get the lead. And just 1 point remaining. They neutralize it. It's so close. It's so close for Campfire. And they managed to still get my voice on high pitch. And apply a penalty.
Oh my word. the literal last possible second, they took control of the zone. With 30 seconds remaining, they have about 30 seconds of penalty, plus 7 points of their zone remaining in order to get this lead. They have to KO here in order to get this match.
I think it's possible even to KO before even over. No, actually, no, it's not. There's going to be a little bit of overtime. Going for the clutch splash, going on the right side with a little bit of armor. Flings are throwing in a little bit of missiles as well. But the zone gets capped for Campfire. And it's not going to go overtime if they don't cap it. So it's 2-0 for Campfire Paradise. I would say we are cursing the people that were playing here because we called the Grillers and we called Julian for the birthday. And I don't think we should open our mouths for predictions anymore.
It is certainly not worked in our favor, but what the match that was. So back and forth up into the very last second. Like, we thought it would go one way, it just flipped back around multiple times.
Multiple times indeed. At least it was a good game of Zone at the end of the set in general. I would say I'm sorry. Oh yes, we need it. Sorry. Ahmed, what do you see? What does the gods tell us?
Honestly, I could not have asked for a better Zones Wahoo World match. I do prefer the backline use on this map, but for a backlineless comp on both sides, it was very well played out. Very well played out indeed. Next up, we're going to be having Tower Control on Anchovy Games. It's a very interesting combo there. I have not had much luck with Anchovy in particular. There's a lot going on this map.
That is true. Ahmed, can you just hold it a little bit? I'm gonna make a lot of noise on my end, and Kraken is gonna be mad.
Sounds good. We have the Tower Control and Anchovy. I think it's still your typical three checkpoint match, but there is a lot of overhang, which makes Booyah Bombs very difficult to navigate or aim. Is a very indoor map. There's a very winding, but you have that very straight area through the second and third checkpoint. Stingrays are definitely going to be very helpful here. But if we keep seeing the same comps as we have, but we probably will not be seeing any Stingray action this time around.
I mean, which is good. I think honestly the Splatlinks can also be very versatile in general here. Not even the Stingray Splatlinks, the Booyah Bomb or the Ballpoint with Rain. And we see the Nautilus coming in, but the Nautilus will be needing to be a little bit more aggressive and go for the Inkjet on the right fan or above their snipe. Just take like the same way that's going to be the Custom Blaster doing that from Storm. Very good comps in terms of paint on both sides, with Eevee already trying to get a little bit of missiles in less than that is actually interesting. We commented on the fact that juniors get armors pretty fast, but Flazer can get armors can get missiles as well pretty fast as well. Just showing how strong of a weapon it is.
Barely 15 seconds in, but we do there's some early missiles coming out here. With looks like Brazilian is going to be taken through that first checkpoint actually pretty quickly as well. We have 3 specials online, with a baller coming out for the Squiffer there, trying to take somebody out before he gets popped, but is not able to. However, there was a good distraction for them to get to the second checkpoint.
Godako over there with the very well placed baller. Resilience is going very, very well. They're resisting a lot of pressure from Campfire, and in just 1 minute managed to break 2 checkpoints, which in Anchovy TC is not anything to. It is literally something to write home about. Sorry, I was looking for the British expression.
Yes, indeed. There's honestly a lot of defense potential here, because you basically have to travel the gauntlet, as it were, with a lot of elevation to defend from. You could stay rain bombs and stay safe. But as you said, that Resilience is able to knock it out within the first minute. But we do see Campfire and Paradise coming back with their own push, already pushing through the first checkpoint here, and all members of both teams are up, with a couple specials starting to come online now.
very well coordinated push from Resilience. Now they managed to break one checkpoint and almost get into the second one. It's still a good push regardless. Just a CDS pushing from the top, and Eevee having a little bit of trouble to get a pick on the Vanilla Dually Squatchers. They managed to get the pick, which is big. Eevee has to make the choice either to survive or to get the tower, but unfortunately, getting spotted in a 2v1 situation is not going to go up for Resilience, and they will have to end their push.
That was a very excellent push indeed. Although they weren't able to get that second checkpoint, they are only a few points away from overtaking the lead that they have here. With 2 minutes remaining in the match, it is not going to, that's not going to be, incredibly pressure at this point.
Missiles from Q, getting some on the left side is less armor for Resilience. With the Junior, the 2v1 happening over here. Eevee managed to get the pick, but Splatver managed to get Q. It is just going back and forth in terms of control of mid. Blaster Storm trying to get the control of the right fam. They're trying to get the push to start once again. Inkjet is ready to go, almost getting picked from a shooter on the right side of Storm. Just above, it is one of the teammates trying to get it. Storm is in control of the right side, gets a nice pick on the Nautilus on the right side, getting a little bit more and more aggression, but unfortunately gets picked by someone that I missed. They're trying to break the checkpoint with 40 points remaining. The tower is on standstill. They managed to get, but Eevee jumps in, and unfortunately we'll just have to go back to respawn and give more time for Campfire to start their own push again.
Yeah, they were able to gain a little bit of points there. It was very lucky for that Nautilus they didn't eat that bomb right as they came over the lip there. But yeah, they haven't quite gotten the checkpoint still, but still able to get a couple points on the board in their favor.
Splatver unfortunately does a miss input dodge roll and hits the wall, but at the same time they both die to it. They got splattered by each other's missiles. That is amazing. Eevee trying to get say hi to the camera. Eevee trying to survive the inkjet, but also has the missiles to play a little bit more defense, so they don't get even more points. Resilience is on the leaderboard, trying to get even further. The baller from the Squiffer goes away. Bombs push away Eevee. They're trying their best to get the end of the push with just 1 minute remaining. All Resilience managed to do was to get a little bit one more point.
There's going to be 3 down in the end of the push right there. Still not bad with only 40 seconds in the match. That's still a lot of ground that Campfire is going to have to make up in order to get the lead.
30 seconds remaining on the clock. 3 specials from Campfire. Unfortunately, the K-shot will go down to the very well. Nice shot from the Squiffer. They're trying their best to survive. The inkjet, the armor goes down from Kudaku. They're in a gets a nice flick. My Squid, you are really popping up with that weapon at the end of the match. Trying to hold in. It's just 2 people left from Resilience. It's a 3v1 situation. It takes 2. They take 2 people with the bomb. Nice well placed bomb from the Junior. They're jumping in, trying to get Storm. Storm is in a close range situation, and the Junior saves the day with just 1 bomb at the end. Birthday boy, you got a clip for sure on that last second saving and getting 1 win on that match. Congratulations.
Wow. Julian coming in clutch in the 1v1, able to knock them off the tower long enough for the time to tick down, and that's going to be the last match in the side of Resilience. Well played.
Oof, round 3 is also inside, everyone. I don't think we'll have time for a break. So
just gonna be jumping right into the action.
Oh yeah, for sure. My PC is saying that battery mode is on, and also it's hyped for the action. What are gonna be the teams we're gonna be seeing, my dear friend Ahmed?
We have Wavelength versus I'm probably gonna butcher this. Thembo IHOP.
I need to do a little bit of research on the background so I can look at their tips just for a quick second. Do I have the sheet open? Because I do know IHOP is one of my friend's teams that she plays the CDS. But remember, I'm not gonna call who is who, because at the same time I don't want to jinx the match. We are 2 for 2 on mistakes, and
we have learned our lessons.
True. Oh, it's Boeing. Okay. Boeing on the team IHOP For I love Boing. Boing is a really good friend of mine. Plays bamboo, so we're finally gonna see the bamboo action.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting first match for it. Clamblitz on Humpback Pump Track.
Do you think this is a good map for Clamblitz? I think this is better than Mako, in my humble opinion.
For Clamblitz better than Mako? I could see that, honestly. I could see that. Humpback is a tough map, just with all of the unique curvatures of the terrain versus the acute angle and elevations of Makomard. But I would agree that I think I would prefer Humpback for Clams over Makomard.
Yeah, I kind of have the same feeling as well. Sorry, mostly because also the fights over the very center of the map with just one elevation, in opposition to two elevations from Mako, makes it that you can engage and have a better view of what's happening, and at the same time, it's a good balance in between Sharking and Slayer weapons. I have to say, imagine playing. Actually, I have a question for you, Ahmed. Let's just say you are in a tourney and you just finish your set, so you have like 4 minutes. How do you invest that? Do you go get a drink, go take a break to use the bathroom, play a solo queue match or a league match? How do you do that?
I am honestly a little too nervous to be jumping into a ranked or league match. Possibly turf if I really feel I have enough time, but definitely get up, stretch, grab some water, take a quick break. Like, definitely with tournaments like these, having those moments like those are just good for keeping it limber and keeping it fresh.
Sure. I know water is toxic for squid and octonies or whatever the lore is. So let's just say drink whatever Krusty Sheen is selling on his stand. It's at least you're keeping yourself hydrated. And you viewer also remember to drink some water. It's good for you.
Absolutely.
Now, do you have the guts to, if you were to join a solo queue match, and your match is ready, and you like 4 minutes on a very possibly long game, do you disconnect? Do you have the guts to disconnect from the match to join the private lobby?
I honestly would have no hesitation at disconnecting if I felt like it was going to be a drawn out match. I would be hesitant if I was going to get like a 5-minute penalty, because I might as well have just played out the match. But if I can get away with no penalty, yeah,
you don't get a penalty. PB lobbies.
Oh yeah, I will not. I would disconnect.
Good to know. It's just for everyone that is wondering. You get penalty for turf war, solo queue, league, and salmon run. Anything else with PBs, you can disconnect how many times you wish. You don't get a penalty for that.
I would definitely put the tourney match over my rank score.
Also, let me also look. What was the other maps that we can talk about? Oh yeah, Ludi has started, everyone. So remember to watch your favorite teams. Watch their Twitters. They're probably going to be posting some updates on the matches. Keep a close look on Challenge. Literally, what is your favorite division to watch this match? Like, you have to choose one to just like watch all the matches if possible. Which one do you want to choose?
Honestly, would not be able to say. Like, I don't think I have enough knowledge of the different divisions to have a choice.
Okay, my favorite division is going to be watching Division 2. Most people I know are in Division 2. So, for example, we have we have a pickup from Canon, which is 1, 2, 3. That is 100,000. No, that's 10,000 minus social credits. Lit Blue, Canon, Seto, and Yeet. We have CDs, which is also a pickup with 2 of, at least I know 3 of these people. 2 I met in person. Campfire with Omega, Bishop, and Storm. We have Destiny Troops. We have. I missed this. I didn't see this. We have Doki Doki Literature Club with Red Spy. I am surprised. No, this is a missed opportunity. Why aren't you named Monica, Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki? Like you missed an opportunity right here. I want your names to be on the lobby with that. You have 4 people. It is doable.
100%. If there's ever a chance to coordinate your individual names with your team name, I am all for it.
We also have Magic, Bronze, and Rounding on Jonas. We have Jester with Reguru. We have Metanonia with most of the people I've actually played mostly on solo queue when I was playing Splatoon. We have Offset Paradise, which we just saw Eevee play right now. For example, and Kaiser. Like, you see what I mean. Like, we just saw them play. Operation Paradox. Like, a lot of teams that I basically am aware most of the time. So I think Division 2 is, but I will say just to keep our gods happy, I will also mention Division give me a sec. Division 5 with, I have to say, that is the team that I picked on the fantasy bracket, the Camp Triggerfish Supremacy, which Control F is not helping me for some reason. Where is it? But yeah, Division 5, which also has really familiar names as well. Deo Tsushi is there. I fought a lot of matches with Jay. Sorry, I'm confusing 2 teams here. Sorry. We have Deo Tsushi. We have Illumini. We have Kraken. We have yeah. I found it. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy. Vapor, Kraken, Steam, Division 5. That's the team that I chose on my fantasy bracket. So yeah, you, please gods, don't smite me. Oh yeah, predictions are live, everyone. We're gonna be starting the match in a few seconds. We're just gonna be setting up the teams from Alpha and Beta. So don't choose anything that I recommend, otherwise.
Don't take our advice. We whatever it is. We are not soothsayers in this. At least not accurate ones. We are going to be. We have Wavelength versus Thembo IHOP on Clamblitz Humpback Pump Track as our first match. The set.
I would say I do want to get a Tesla one day. We see also Getter. I already gonna spoil one thing. Getter is a very good Dynamo player. We trained a lot of DMs, and I do think Getter is gonna be bringing that up. Dot, have no idea. Tesla, Elon Musk, probably hiding something over there. Gold. Well, gold is stronger only if you put a little bit of silver on it, and that's all I can tell from Bravo team on this match.
You did mention that Boeing is probably going to be bringing out the bamboo at some point.
Yes, no, probably going to be playing bamboo most of the time. Depending on how their comp is gonna work, bamboo is gonna probably be the main choice, and then otherwise they're just gonna also try to bring the splatter scope or E-liter maybe, but we'll have to wait and see.
Now I might be mistaken. I believe I have come across Boeing a couple of times in ranked, and honestly I've seen him play a lot of ballpoint. I could be confusing them for another player. That is entirely possible. Anyway, gonna be hopping into this first match, Clamblitz on Humpback Pump Track. I think the map we have decided is superior to Macpart, but that's a discussion for another day. We're gonna see
preferable.
Preferable, okay.
Yeah.
Now we see the remix coming out on the side of, what's it? IHOP?
IHOP is green. Wavelength is purple.
Gotcha. But we do see that Dynamo, as you said, coming out as well. Well, I have to say, I am excited to see the remix plays.
True, trying to get a little bit of control of the map. They have control over the mid. It is getting a little bit tight with the heavy position itself on the right side. Mine's being popped from the brush on the left. They're probably going to try to go for the flank. We see the brush trying to get a sneaky flank on the left side, but the Dynamo is going back only to apply a little bit of pressure. Getting no ink and just having to refresh your intake is going to take a little bit of time. IHOP is trying to get the most push. Baller comes in and the brush gets a nice, almost getting to survive that to tell the tale, but unfortunately gets picked by someone else. But there was a great interaction with the baller and the Dynamo.
I have to admit, I did not see the baller there. I just saw the Dynamo trying to roll a brush, and it was going to be the most amazing thing ever.
I mean, rollers, splattering rollers, that's not something new, although we do want to see on the screen ever, with Wavelength marking the first party scores. The bubble clutch gets the pick on the top right. The K-shot was just a little bit, unfortunately. More points are being scored in. Boeing trying to push them away on the right side, and the Dynamo is still in control of mid. This is not looking good for Team IHOP with Wavelength. Just having control of the map and almost 4v2ing IHOP one more time. This is not looking good for them in any way. Getter gets to throw another power climb, getting rid of the penalty and going for 47 points already in less than 2 minutes of match, and they're gonna break it to 41 with Getter throwing clams, even more with Tesla also trying to get control of the snipe. More points are being thrown in. It's 17 points, barely 2 minutes of match. That is already going too fast.
They were putting in all the pressure here, and in fact, I think they have one player that's just been sharking in their upper area next to the basket there. There's a lot of camping potential on this map, and a lot of opportunity to lock the enemy team out. And as we see, they put in a lot of clams in during that time period.
Oh, unfortunately, the armor is going to be saving that shooter's life for just a little bit longer, but the squeezer with the bubbles on the enemy base was very, very well played, applying a lot of pressure. Tesla having another clamps, trying to juggle a little bit in order to throw in one more time, but unfortunately, it's going to go down. Not before throwing that amazing power climb, with Boeing have to juggle 2 power climbs right now, and the third one will be coming soon. The Booyah Bomb takes unfortunately Boeing away. It's 2 people down, and the K-shot goes to the enemy base. They have 3 power climbs underneath. It's not looking good for Team IHOP, and it's just the brush trying to push everyone away, with bubbles coming in from the squeeze. 22 points they score, and they KO.
They barely had time to close the basket before they had another power clam set up and ready to go. That was quite the play at the end there.
Oh my. That was very fast for a Clamblitz.
Like, I honestly, I had full display of why I'm not a big fan of Humpback, and I now remember why. But yes, that was good effort by both teams, but that was a lot of pressure put in by Wavelength there. Really, they stepped it up, they locked them out, and they just kept all the clams, hoarded them to themselves. And yeah, game set match.
Game set match with Rainmaker Muscle Forge coming in right now. Deep breath for this because I don't like this map that much.
I am with you.
Honestly, I would say the worst mode is straight away Clamblitz. TC, I think it's defendable. But I understand why it's such a clutch map because the second checkpoint is very hard to break. But I think it's such a delicacy of an expression of art breaking the second checkpoint, which makes it TC better than Rainmaker on this map, in my opinion. But what gives points for Rainmaker is that I think it's easier to get the lead back. If you're 2 points and you still didn't score anything, then Black Belly Rainmaker. So it is very, very close second. But zones, it's also not that good. Honestly, it's so close to everything, and the possibility of getting spawn camped, it's even worse. So Giannis is just almost kind of bad.
I am with you there. It's a pretty small map. There have been quite a few renovations to it since it first was released, but it's not one of my favorites. But that is why I'm commentating and not playing. We're going to be hopping into this Rainmaker on Muscle Forge. We'll see if we have a change up of the comps at all. We'll be sticking with the same.
No, we see a Jet Scorcher and missiles coming in. We see a Charger from Gold and a Nautilus as well. This is quite a drastic change. Even the Dynamo has changed to an NZAP. The only thing that I think is remaining is the NZAP rush and K-Shot with the pop going in for Wavelength. Tesla's throwing the Splat Bombs, trying to get control, trying to get a pick on a possible 2v1 situation that Tesla could at least get a 1 pick. The Tenta missiles from the Jet Scorcher are charged. They're trying their best, but unfortunately it's a 4v2 situation. Wavelength has the opportunity to keep pushing with the Inkjet coming in, gets the pick, and it's also 2 Inkjets trying to go. This is not looking good for IHOP in any way, shape, or form, and...
Wow.
I blame,
well,
sorry.
Didn't even give us a chance to finish our sentence. That is going to be a KO for Wavelength.
I would say it's just a big wolf. Because I don't think Team Hop is like learning a lot, and I don't think we like. Did you see what was the engagement that led to the push to start? All I remember seeing was that IHOP was 2 down versus a 4 situation, and then the Inkjet was the clutch on getting the only person remaining on their snipe going from crates. So I don't know what I can tell IHOP. And zones on Rampy might be even faster than we saw on Clan Blitz, unfortunately.
Yeah, it definitely was not a very desirable situation, but unfortunately because of the speed at which you can gain ground with a Rainmaker, there's like no penalty, no hold barred. You really gotta do or die once they get into your base like that, but with the double Inkjet escort, there wasn't a whole lot they could do to defend that.
True, very well coordination of specials from Wavelength. And we're gonna go for Zone Spit. Zone Spit. I think the Dynamo will come back, because Dynamo is pretty strong here, especially on the conveyor belts.
Agreed. Yeah, this Zone's product. I enjoy this. Is both flat and got very unique terrain for using as a cover. Like having those 2 conveyor belts in the middle really mixes things up a bit.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think it's a better zones match, like comparison to Snapper, because like on Snapper you have the map divided into 5 sectors, the center, and 4 on each side. But here on Piranha Pit you have you kind of have just one place the enemy team can push, and which is not that like it's smaller than Snapper, which I think makes it a little bit more. It's still flat as Snapper, but because of the layout, it makes it a little bit more enjoyable.
We also have those dual zones here. Without the Snapper's got that both the little indentation is a little lower than the rest of the map, but also that tower in the middle. As we're coming out, we see the Charger and the Splatling both coming back, as well as the Dynamo, as you said. The Tetajulies go down pretty quickly. Return of the Brush and the K-Shot. Ends up on both teams for the armor.
NZAP from Team IHOP hasn't used their armor yet, which is a pretty rare sight to see. I would say in general, this has started as a very neutral match. Both teams got a pick, and now it's Wavelength getting control with Gather on the control of the conveyor belt. The Charger is on a very great position, is going for that control, and with the Dynamo by their side, it's most likely going to be very well. We see the Stingray, not very unorthodox pick, and a Booyah Bomb being thrown from the Heavy, with the armor also being deployed at the same time. IHOP is trying to sync on most of their specials. They get control of the enemy's zone, but the Dynamo being positioned on the left conveyor belt is going to be much of a threat if they want to keep control. Heavy trying to get control back of the zone. They get 2. They make me eat my words, and now IHOP has control of the zones and take pressuring the Charger as much as they possibly can.
I felt my stomach drop a bit when I was coming from that perspective of the Heavy, seeing that Charger over on the right side there. But fortunately, since they were being pressured by the Brush and a little bit out of range, as the Charger has a lot of killing potential with all the lack of cover on this map.
Nice read on the Tetris, getting the pick on the shooter that was trying to cancel the Booyah Bomb from the Dynamo. Very well coordination of the Tetris. Tetris trying to get the most of control possibly can underneath the right side of Team IHOP. This is not looking like a good situation with flanking, with a Sharky on the right side. The Brush is trying to get a little bit more picks with Gold using the swim speed and being underneath. You can see Gold right over there on the left side. Tetris, unfortunately, position going to be reviewed, but the Brush didn't pay much attention with the smoke that comes out from when you use armor. They are trying their best to get control back of the zone again. Booyah Bomb coming in from the heavy, from the conveyor belt. Tetris is shocking on the right side, getting a little bit of fix and possibly can. They managed to neutralize and kept control of the zone and apply a good penalty. But still, Team IHOP is probably not going to be lasting the control of the zone with already losing the enemy zone to their side, to their unfortunate.
Yeah, we do see a back and forth of the zones coming out with picks coming in from both sides. Brush has got that baller on line, and then the Stingray's popping out. Ooh, actually, we see the armor getting ready as well. We see a lot of purple, though. Going to be 4 specialists online for IHOP. Looks like they're going to be coordinating those for the push back in. Although Wavelength doesn't have the lead currently, we do see a possible, yes, we do have control back over to IHOP.
Samson almost gets splattered by that suction bomb. They still, you should pay a little bit more attention. Tetris getting splashed now, cancelled by the Brush, working together with the K shot. The 2 people going down, just the Brush trying to capture the zone, but it's a 3v1 situation with the Brush, and he ends up trying to survive, but unfortunately the Brush won't last that long. It's just 2 people on just over the conveyor belt after spawn. Boing trying to get the higher ground. Dynamo on the conveyor belt on the left side, charging the Booyah Bomb and getting ready. Sniper once again on the right side, armor being used. This is going to be a very hard push for Team IHOP to come back.
Yes, indeed. We have a lot of specials online for Wavelength ready to defend the zone when possible. Both the Booyah and the Stingray ready to go. We've got Brush going down already, and the Stingray is coming out. I don't think, yeah, it doesn't look like IHOP is going to be able to take control of the zone with 2 members of their team going down. 20 seconds, or 20 points remaining for Wavelength before they get that KO.
Once again, Gold trying to position himself on the right conveyor belt. Heavy trying to push them away. They don't have much of an opportunity. They don't have any special to go in for the zone. And it's going to be a nice pick. They get to neutralize one zone. Gold managed to get the tap shot onto someone. It's a wipe. Wavelength wipes the team. And the drip pick doesn't happen because the camera just zooms out. So we're going to be owning Wavelength team pick later.
That was... oof. They almost had it at the end there. A bit of a suicide push right at the last second, but Wavelength kept her cool and was able to neutralize him, get the team wipe, and allow the time to take out for the KO.
And that is going to be it for the Nasty's group stage. There was we actually saw a lot of things. We saw a Div 9 team. We saw a very well balanced team, and we saw quick matches and a 3-0. I would say Great Shark is promising a lot of action coming in. I don't know who to predict, and I don't want you to follow my prediction. I don't even like. Here's the thing: the only other person that I know has made good predictions is probably Popgun for the winning each Ludi. I do want to see. I do want to rewatch that to match my choices, but that's gonna be the end of the Nessus stage. What we're gonna be doing next, Imad?
I believe we'll be taking a quick break as we set up for the next set of rounds, but stay tuned and we'll be right back.
I will go first because I have a thing I can do just so I can. Okay. Oh, we're live already. We're live. Okay, good. Welcome back everyone to the only round of quarterfinals for SOS 49. And because of that, Kraken didn't catch a break for doing their homework, so unfortunately he only got 2/3 of the way. And we're gonna be seeing two amazing teams, Operation Paradox and Campfire Paradise, fighting on the quarterfinals for SOS.
Yes, we have seen Campfire Paradise in action already, so super excited for this match. Have not yet had a chance to see Operation Paradox, but as they are in the quarterfinals, they certainly have a lot of pack to punch here.
Quite a punch indeed. This is, as we were talking about, this is honestly just a Division 2 match warm-up in general, because Operation Paradox is Div 2, and so is Q's team with Summit, and then we have Omega. Honestly, it's a pickup. It's a pickup from with Q, obviously, because Campfire plus Q, and then Eevee from, as previously stated, from Ops. Yeah, you get what I mean. This is basically all Div 2 players fighting against each other. And it's promising. Honestly, I would say this is a good match to anything can literally goes. Not even we can predict what's going to happen.
It's going to be an excellent matchup indeed. It's going to be, is it best of 5? I'm assuming it's best of 5. We're going to be starting out on Tower Control Manta Maria. We have seen Manta Maria already, but not yet on Tower Control. What are your thoughts on this map mode?
Well, as I stated previously on when I was commentating, if you have a backline which we saw mostly from the last match with Gold on the Charger and the Boeing on the Heavy, if they were to play this match, I would say don't put your backliner on breaking the second checkpoint, because the backliner cannot do anything for defending themselves, and put them just above on the bunker, like the region just above, so you can actually see apart from the wall that separates the path of the tower to the enemy base. And you can now even go for protecting from the left side, but because we saw Q's team not having, Campfire Paradise plus Q not having backliner, we're probably just going to be seeing just that in general, but we're going to see a lot of people alternating in control of the tower.
Yes, indeed. It is one of those maps for tower control that you do want to swap out who is riding the tower, not necessarily want to have the same person all the way through. We do see a Hydra coming out for King on the side of Operation Paradox, and as you said, no backline to speak of on the side of Campfire and Paradise.
True, Q having control, trying to get control of their own bunker. A lot of pressure with bombs. Q does go down. It's just Campfire. It's just the 96 alive. Operation Paradise has the opportunity to break the first checkpoint. Armor has not been used by the 96, which is good for Campfire Paradise overall. They're breaking the first checkpoint. Hydra trying to get even more and more. They also have armor ready to start to push. Both teams use their armors. Missiles coming in from Eevee with the flings. They're breaking even the second checkpoint, with King going down and not being able to even get past half of that amount of points. It's a 2v2 situation, and we see the end zap from Operation Paradox trying to get even more control and trying to get another push in. K-Pro does go down to the Nautilus, and it does seem that the opportunity for breaking the checkpoint is not going to last long with just the T-Tech falling back per se.
As you can see there, that Hydra did exactly what you said not to do. They stood on the tower there on the second checkpoint, and they were promptly taken down by the defending team. Honestly, not a bad push for the first start. Already taking down the first checkpoint, and already halfway through the points to boot.
We see Operation Paradox still has kind of control of the mid, not almost getting splattered by their own demise, falling into the dark pits of Manta Maria's bottom of the ship. It seems now Campfire is an opportunity for them to push it. Inkjet popping in from Storm, but unfortunately the position of the Hydra was very well, catching Inkjet off guard, and they don't even break the first checkpoint, bringing their push to a complete halt.
Here we're seeing the true power of the Hydra on this map come into shine, able to defend the tower from the bunker, not able to allow them to get past that first checkpoint. And they're going to be returning back, trying to retake that second checkpoint once again.
You see the NZAP trying their best to at least ride the tower closer and closer to the second checkpoint. There is a guy on the left side, 2v1 happening on the left. They managed to get it, just the flings underneath the last part of the push. The Flings unfortunately can't do much. The Hydra is such in a very good positioning. They have the high ground. Here comes the Flings that try to get the tower from above. The armor gets the assist on the Nautilus. It's two people on the left side. They at least managed to break the last checkpoint, but Eevee is just using fall-off damage trying to get the pick. And we see a cheeky K-Pro on their crates and throwing a Booyah Bomb on the top of the mesh and getting the KO.
That was quite the fight right at the end there. They were able to get the KO, but it was very highly contested all the way down that last section there.
Oof, that was indeed very, very clutch. Operation Paradox, congratulations. Remember that people play the game and don't necessarily struggle with solo queues, so the C- is just it means nothing. It's like the prestige levels. Like, do you even know what prestige level you are, Imad?
I believe I am like the 3rd prestige at this point.
Kraken wants to show off that they are 6 prestige apparently. What did you say? 77 prestige, but how many times the person passed 100? All levels is just prestige there, that's all that matters. Unfortunately, we're having a little bit of a delay on just one technical issue, and we're gonna go for Clamblitz Mako, which is the map that we kinda had difficult opinions compared to Humpback. At least I did.
Indeed, it looks like we are going to be able to get that comparison though, and decide which, or I guess see firsthand the pros and cons of Clamblitz on Mako, and as we had before, Humpback.
I would say it's gonna be very interesting, especially. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't a technical thing. We're gonna be swapping one of the players. I believe GG Dan is gonna jump into the action, right? I believe so.
That sounds correct. Yes. I did assume we have a sub coming in,
and with King possibly still playing Hydra. Then I would say, I'm trying to remember, what could they possibly be playing?
That is a good question. I know this map is great for the short range shooters, but it also has a lot of potential for very long range. I've seen many an E-leader dominate on this map, but the Hydra can also put in a lot of power as well. Did we see? No, not even either. We have a Jet Squelcher coming out for King here.
Going for those missiles for sure. Control of the map is gonna be most likely on Operations Paradox with the amount of turf that they have to contest, and if Eevee doesn't have enough turf, but still because the map favors a lot of Slayers, it might be the clutch difference in terms of pushing in. Missiles coming in from King, but the T-Tech from Operation Paradox does go down. T-Tech on the other side does go down as well. The K-Shot as well. It's just the 96 and the Carbon versus the K-Pro and the Jet Scorcher. Jet Scorcher getting a little bit too aggressive, having to fall back, but at the same time the Carbon does go down, so that means that the Operation Paradox has control technically of mid. What could go from here? Now it's a mystery.
I will take note that they did swap out the Nautilus there for the T-Tech there, still maintaining the Inkjet, but also, as you said, having a more Slayer-based comp. It seems to be holding out for them, though we do see a lot of clams in possession of Operation Paradox right now.
Oh, there's a good coordination in terms of engaging this Jet Scorcher on the left side, making them go to the mid and fighting the T-Tech, and then the Carbon goes in for the final splat. We see the T-Tech using the Inkjet most likely for playing defense while their teammates are respawning. I would say it's a very good strategy in terms of like, yeah, we see you, we're just keeping you at least distracted, but unfortunately the Jet Scorcher being having to respawn once again, that's gonna put Operation Paradox in a very tight spot. With the control of mid is on now Campfire plus Q, they might have an opportunity to push with the armor from the 96 being used.
Yes, indeed, that armor getting popped there. They're going to be trying to push here to get some points on the board. And we do see the power clan coming in, but no follow-up as of yet. 2 members of Campfire and Paradise going down, but still in possession of the clams. There we go. We see the trickle in of the clams there to is more secure their hold.
King very well using the Jet Scorcher's range to engage against the Carbon. They have a power clam that one's just on their base. King trying to do the setup once again and hopefully not feed to the same time as that happens with the Carbon, and the T-Tech engaging marvelously with the 2. The missiles getting a lot of damage on the Jet Scorcher, but unfortunately the T-Tech will get splattered on the left breakfast. King has to use missiles to get control a little bit of more range, trying to get Eevee, but unfortunately not splatting anyone. Q and Eevee working together, trying to get the pick, misses the first one, misses the second bomb, but unfortunately the player from Operation Paradox is still alive and doing well.
We see a lot of back and forth, a lot of engagements, but no one going down quite yet. We have the NZAP and the, it looks like the T-Tech on either side. Inkjet's going to get popped with 2 power clams in or 2 power clams being possessed by Operation Paradox, being juggled around by the Jet Sculptor there. The Carpet is going to be coming in to put in some work. 2 members of Operation Paradox going down, and a lot of clams on the side of Campfire Paradise for the second push.
Just a heads up, I don't think a Campfire Paradise know, but you can actually throw the power clam from that spot if you just have a lot of speed. But that's just my opinion. Don't worry about that. I have been wrong a lot on this match. Operation Paradox has a lot of points that they still have to take in just 1 minute and 40 seconds. It is looking dim for the situation. King once again tried to do a setup, but every time they try to position themselves on the left bunker, there are missiles coming in from the K shot, and that is just being so hard to do. King and someone else trying to throw the power clam, but King doesn't find an opportunity and is just abusing their range. They managed to break it, but King doesn't find an opportunity to throw the power clam. So trying to get the pick, that's good, but still 2 people defending the clam. It might be an opportunity, but they get splashed by Storm. They managed to get 74 points, but still a lot that needs to be done in order for them to win the second match and not prolong this game beyond game 4.
Absolutely. While they've been doing very well getting a lot of clams in and getting that setup, but right at the last second, that Slayer comp really coming in clutch and taking out the key members of Operation Paradox. That Jet for one with the main range on their team, and then just the Carbon and the dual splatter shots, just putting in some work there.
Kaiser with the try to get control of it, managed to save the power clam that was from Eevee with the Carbon. They have the control, mostly of them, but there are a lot of bombs and a lot of bullets, especially from the Jet Scorcher, will unfortunately splat the 96. That is the last opportunity that Operation Paradox has to at least get a little bit more clams and at least get the lead. They have 10, so 20 points, but still so many points that they need with smaller clams. Ken gets the power clam, trying to find an opportunity. Missiles are going to be going. If King goes back, it's going to be even harder to push in. The armor comes in a little bit late. They're trying to use one last session of missiles. Overtime pops in. It is getting very, very clutch. They do have 22 points in terms of power clams. They try to go for the score. They don't miss. They have even more clams on their disposal. 2 people remaining. 46, just 43. They just need a little bit more. 37, they take the lead.
Wow. Last member remaining, coming in, able to get the rest of the clams they need to take that lead into overtime. What a play. What a play.
I'm just gonna grab the salts and the fork and knife because I have to eat my words so many times this session of SOS that at this point might as well for the last I mean, it could still go all the way to game 5, not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep it ready just in case I need to eat them again.
I mean, Campfire and Paradise has been putting out quite the fight. Like, it did look like that match was going to be going in their favor. I would not be surprised if they were able to pull out a reverse sweep in this last 3 matches here. But Operation Paradox does have a strong foothold, and they've been having a very successful showing thus far. So Rainmaker Snapper is going to be the turning point for this set.
Oof. This is... Honestly, I don't like possibilities of ending sets on Rainmaker. I find Rainmaker so unpredictable. Like, I still like Rainmaker, but it can go still both ways, so... It just, like, I like Rainmaker, but not to the point that it could be the last match of a set. That was kind of bothering me.
I would be incredibly nervous to have the balance being decided by a Rainmaker match, and I will not lie.
But Snapper. Oh,
yeah, Snapper now?
Yeah, with Operation Paradox having King on a backline. Do you wanna know how I know solo queue matches don't matter that much, but do you wanna know how many Stingrays I had to fight when I was doing Rainmaker solo queue Snapper? The record on the match?
Do tell.
11 Jet Scorcher.
Yeah, that is a lot of Sting.
And I think they were fully 11 because the Jet Scorcher at the end of the match only got splatted either 2, 1, or 0 times.
Well, I would not be surprised if we were to see another Squelcher coming out. Yes, indeed. This time with Stingray. And we see Nautilus making its return. It's going to be quite the show, though I do believe that... Yeah, this is going to be quite the last set if it is.
Also, Vanilla Splash on Vanilla Splash instead of Vanilla Splash. Nice flick from Eevee, getting the very good flick over on the complementing this choice for Splash. We do get the Ray from the Jet Scorcher coming from the left side, but unfortunately it seems that Campfire will have the opportunity for first dib on points. The Splash respawns, gets the Rainmaker, and cancels Campfire's push with just, I believe, the Nautilus jumping out of the K-shot, swinging away from the Splash, who is just using Nika to splat a single person. Come on, that's brutal.
As you pointed out, they did swap out the Tenatech for the Splash-O-Matic, able to get a little bit extra paint from the main weapon of the Splash, while still able to keep that inkjet, as it were. But we do see 2 members of Operation Paradox going down with the Chicken Rush, able to pop the Rainmaker, and just going to be trying to get some map control back.
The Chicken good does go up forwards too, that's for sure. The Eevee trying to at least set up on the bicycle, going for possibly someone shocking on the street kill. Just watching the back, Armor coming in clutch from Kaiser to try to save their teammates. They do seem to have almost getting splattered by the Raid. The Raid doesn't get anyone of the pick, and it's just the Rainmaker going back to the center. Kaiser going for the left side, trying to support, but unfortunately the Nautilus will go down, and they will try to protect themselves from the shots from an Inkjet.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, that knot does go down. With the Inkjet, it doesn't look like it's able to take anyone out, but did put on a lot of pressure there to prepare for this push. As 2 members of Operation Paradox going down, one being the Rainmaker, so they're going to be able to pop that and either reset it or make a push of their own. Armor is online with that 96, and the Splash does go down to the Nautilus.
The fire rate of the Nautilus is something to fear for sure. Another Stingray coming from the Jet Scorcher. I would say that Stingray was a little bit, well, it helped it helped them to get the pick on the left side, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it's not going to be much effective, and then the Jet Scorcher just gets splattered at the way. King for sure is popping up in the Jet Scorcher, getting already 4 rays and 8 splats overall. They are so close to getting to 57, but unfortunately getting splattered at the end. It might be worth it to do a little bit of a risky push, but I would say it's not worth it because 58 and 57 on Snapper is not that much of a big difference.
Yeah, with the amount of pressure they're putting on that Maker Shield, it's going to be very difficult to pop indeed. Carbon just camping that jump there, while they were able to take it out, they were not able to save the jump. 2 members on each team going down to Ice Crash that. 3 members with some respawning for Operation Paradox. That's going to be the end of that push for the time being.
Huey on the control of mid. They have lead by just one, actually 2 points because you need to go to 56 to get the lead. It does seem like a clutch situation. Another ray comes in from the Jescotcher, but they also have armor. A flank from the splash. The ray comes in clutch. Operation Paradox gets a wipe. It's an opportunity to push. They might be able to get to 15 points. CN with the Raymaker. No one responds just yet. The Raymaker and the Booyah Bomb, the Jet Scorcher. That's the Jet Scorcher. It's GG's Operation Paradox. Take last game on a fat 3-0.
GG's indeed. Yeah, with all members of Campfire and Paradise respawning, that Booyah was very well placed for the KO there.
True. King top ranking with the Jet Scorcher with 12 splats and 5 rays. The only reason King didn't get 11 was mostly because the match didn't last that long and they needed to get the lead. Well, Ahmed, thank you so much for commentating for us and subbing in for Canon. It was a pleasure commentating with you, and I hope I managed to see you in the future as well with another opportunity.
Absolutely, I had an absolute blast.
Where can marvelous people find you? Where the marvelous people find you?
Well, you can find me on both Twitter and Twitch at IMadGamerII. And yeah, where can they find you, my good friend?
They can find me on Discord and Twitter at SuperFern013. Discord, probably on Ludi. Just type Fern with all the caps lock. You're gonna see me. You can discuss me Splatoon. You can tell me stuff I was wrong. I love discussing Splatoon with anyone in general. And also, yeah, it was fun in general. We'll call in for a break, even though. Don't go anywhere because technically speaking, the next match is already ready since Wavelength and Cherry Limeade are already fighting. So this is gonna be just Operation Paradox versus trio RobloxChan. Yeah, thank you very much for watching us. We'll see you on the next time, and please welcome the next round of commentators with a warm round of applause.
Indeed.
everyone, welcome back to SOS 49. We are here with round 2 of the Great White Bracket with Operation Paradox versus Trio, RobloxChan, and Nika. My name is Skepidillions, and I am here with Brushstrokes. How are you doing tonight, Brush?
I am doing excellent. It's great to be back on the mic. I'm really excited to see these two teams. I mean, we've just seen Operation Paradox kind of sweep that first set there, and obviously for them wanting to carry that momentum over here. But it's always difficult when you're going up against a pickup, especially as we enter this new Ludi season. You know, we have a really great way of quantifying team skill, but right now I don't know if Operation Paradox is sitting so comfy.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of hype coming out of a 3-0 set. There's nothing like that momentum carrying it in. But like you said, you're against a pickup, you don't know what you're up against. Maybe you recognize a player named or two if you're studying the Battlefy that closely. But other than that, you don't have as much information. We will be starting off on Clam Blitz Piranha. You and I had a brief discussion about this map mode before we came on mic. What do you expect to see here? A C-Jet or two?
Yeah, I mean, beyond remembering the call out for ramp and not calling it fan or stack like I think both of us end up doing, it's really a matter of controlling those two hotspots and using those specials to allow you to pinch into mid. And Stingray, as you mentioned, a really great one there. Just controlling the entirety of that center section forces your opponents into the stack, into the ramp, into the drop where you're ready for them, and can lead to some really awesome opportunities.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for opportunity here, as well as more interesting weapons. I think rollers are very interesting to see on Clams Piranha. One of my own teams likes to run Tent here. That's very fun, and I myself like to play K Junior on this map mode. So it's you have a lot of variety on Clams Piranha that maybe you don't see on Zones anymore.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you call out those bubbles. Shooting those from mid over onto one of the ramps can be really helpful. So definitely interesting to see some of those larger bubbles come out. Maybe a foil squeezer. We're going to see a C-Jet on one side, on the other, another C-Jet. So 2 Rays going to come out here, but otherwise pretty standard comps as we see some Booyahs, some missile and armor with the Inkjet, on the side of Trio RobloxChan.
Yeah, we have Operation... Yeah, Operation Paradox bringing out that NZAP for their armor. Trio RobloxChan opting for that 96, having a little bit of a slower armor, but not by much, as well as bringing out an 89 for missiles. That's definitely very interesting when you could run K-Shot, but 89 just gives you a little bit more paint to support your 96.
We saw 2 early rays come out there. The T-Tech is going to go down to that C-Jet. That's going to give Trio RobloxChan an opportunity to push into mid here, as now GG's Dan looking to cancel this BO. They're not going to find it. And now it's Trio RobloxChan looking to go for a push as they have 22 Clems ready and a Stingray on the way.
Yep.
They're going to be able to get that ball, and the Stingray now coming out from both sides. Booyah on the side of Operation Paradox do a little bit of defense here. Clams coming in from the side there through that flank now. Operation Paradox having to flank back and get that pick down on the zap. Now a 3v2 situation in Trio RobloxChan's favor as they look to even expand their score here. The 52 gal pushing in for a couple more points.
They are going to score another power clam leak, having 2 clams there underneath basket, going to be able to keep it open for just a little bit longer. Trio RobloxChan getting 2 down on the side of Operation Paradox and having clear access to that basket, using that Booyah to clear out that snipe area here. It looks like we might be heading for a KO.
Yeah, I mean, Trio RobloxChan just coming out swinging, finding those picks, and the way they prolonged that push, I mean, finding picks on top of the overlook there, both on the right side and left side. You can see the paint there, right around a little bit above basket. A crazy fast win for Trio RobloxChan and setting the pace of this set.
Yeah, and I'm now just realizing that the majority of the Trio RobloxChan and Nika here, they are from Mictlin Heroes. So we are essentially seeing a Mictlin Heroes +1 against Operation Paradox. Both of these teams are either Div 1 or X this season, isn't that right?
That sounds right to me. I mean, Mictlin Hero is obviously a very established team. It's been around for as long as I can remember. Operation Paradox, though, obviously, we got at earlier, they're not nobody. So none of these maps I think are going to catch them off guard, especially as a lot of them overlap with the Ludi season they are training for. Just a matter of seeing how these two teams can apply what they've been working on.
Yeah, and given that we saw 2 C-Jets come out in Clams Piranha, obviously on Rainmaker Blackbelly, that is the C-Jet map mode, so expecting to see that come out again. Rainmaker Blackbelly is a very rehearsed map mode for many, many teams, given that it's so often on comp map lists. Maybe the K-Pro will come back?
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw the K-Pro. I also think it's interesting, though, that because of the nature of Rainmaker, as we've said a million times over on live streams, like, as rehearsed as it can be and as routine as it can feel, anything can happen. Like, there's always a moment where you find that right side flank and you grab that Rainmaker and you randomly can get a push to 10. And you know, the capacity and room for mistakes here at such a high level of play is significantly reduced, and these two teams have to play this game perfectly, as both teams, as rehearsed as it is, know exactly what to do to capitalize.
Yeah, no lead is safe on Rainmaker Black Belly. It is the most volatile of map modes, perhaps, in the game. So knowing what to do and when to do it is the opportunity here. Getting that first pop, though, could be beneficial, getting a little bit of paint down.
Definitely, getting that Rainmaker pop is going to be huge for either of these two teams, but I wouldn't be surprised if both of them know what they're doing in terms of painting over and finding control. So Shredder is obviously going to be helpful here for them, but really more important, I think, is not making the first mistake and not holding forward too far. We're going to see the trio RobloxChan bring out the Splash-O-Matic, the vanilla variant with that Inkjet. Otherwise, a pretty standard comp from both times, very similar.
Yeah, that's very interesting, the V-Splash, given that Neo is so often run on Rainmaker. We do see a early Ray duel, Operation Paradox getting the pick on Trio Roblox. Oh, the other way around. Yeah, Operation Paradox getting the pick on Trio RobloxChan's Ray over here. We do have 2 on grass that are trying to push on the Rainmaker, but they are going to be taken out by that Jet as Operation Paradox begins their opening push.
Yeah, smooth triple from King there. They're going to be able to grab the Rainmaker, but not move too far, as Trio RobloxChan has already respawned and grabbed that Ray again. But look at the pressure Operation Paradox is applying up there. The Inkjet going down a little bit, unfortunately. That's going to give Trio RobloxChan an opportunity to push back into mid, and the Pro going down as well. This is a C-Jet's game so far.
Yeah, the C-Jet's absolutely popping off. We do have 2 on mid, but the C-Jet is in position to be able to pick them. Operation Paradox does have their armor ready to go and nearly a Ray. So while Trio RobloxChan does get that pick and begins their push, that counter Ray is going to come out any second, and here we go.
They're both the Rays. Operation Paradox going to take the pick on that one. Not going to be able to find the Rainmaker pick, though, as GG's Zan looks for mid. They're going to go down. That's a 3v3 situation on the board. Trio RobloxChan looking for a pick. They're going to go 2 more down. Just the Rainmakers are alive now, looking to stall a little bit as jumps come in. The rest of Operation Paradox flanking around that right side. They're going to be able to take down the Rainmaker and basically get a delayed wipe, as they now might be able to push through this left side.
Yeah, Operation Paradox having decent control of mid, as well as having 2 members of Trio RobloxChan coming out of spawn. That is an opportunity for them to be able to push left. If I could see correctly out of the corner of my eye, I do think that they popped the Rainmaker. Unfortunately, we're now in a 2v2 situation with that Rainmaker resetting, so it's going to be either team's opportunity here to take control of mid and go for that second pop.
Yeah, it looked like the K-shot there was looking for a little bit of cheese. Not going to be able to get anything, though, as they're called out by the Splash-O-Matic, and they're going to go down before the Rainmaker resets. A fight in mid now to get this pop and try to get most of the momentum going. Booyah ready and armor coming out on the side of Operation Paradox, as they're going to look to get the first pick here, and this Splash is going to go down, leaving a 3v3 situation on the board.
Yeah, trying to take advantage of the team being distracted by that Rainmaker pop. Trio RobloxChan does have 4 up, and we do see that Chica over here is in position to try and paint up this street to prepare a push. The Ray is coming out from Trio RobloxChan, but nobody's picked up the Rainmaker, so it isn't moving quite yet. We do see missiles coming out, calling out their opponents. There are 3 members of Operation Paradox coming out of spawn, which means that Trio RobloxChan is going to be able to begin their push.
I mean, just such a stalled game with all of these Stingrays. It's impossible for anyone to do anything. Casto doing a good job strafing that Stingray, and they're going to be able to rotate to the left side here, where now they're looking to get some points. Operation Paradox stuck on the left of their own, leaving the half pipe open, but they're going to be able to rotate around and find this Rainmaker, leaving a 3v2 situation, make that a 2v1, just the Rainmaker alive on the side of Trio RobloxChan.
Yeah, the Rainmaker is once again the last one alive, and they do go down. Operation Paradox now has a very clean control of mid, waiting for that Rainmaker to reset. We do have King over here painting up. It looks like 2 members of Trio RobloxChan they're painting their hill. We have a Ray coming out and a counter Ray coming out. Getting that was very quick from King there.
I don't think King has lost a Stingray 1v1 this game. And that's going to open up the field for Operation Paradox to get plenty of points, going all the way down to 47, just under the nose of everyone else. Now it's Trio RobloxChan's opportunity to push back into the mid. The 52 is going to find 2 picks. They're going to have to rotate back here, though, to get rid of this Inkjet, and get rid of the jumps that come in. The Booyah now coming online. This is Operation's Paradox game right now.
Yeah, they absolutely dunked. I could not believe how much swim speed that Zap has to be running to be able to swim that fast with the Rainmaker. We do see that Operation Paradox is in preparation for a defense on left side. We do see King is going to go down to the Rainmaker Brass as Cass and Chica push up that right side. Woo, they're going to get dropped on, barely pulling the lead though, which is very successful. But it's Rainmaker Black Belly, there's 50 seconds left. Still anything could happen.
A 3v3 situation, 2 of those are respawns as Leaks here looking for an opportunity. They're going to go down before the wall can come out. CN popping that Rainmaker, now looking to put some paint down. They have to make a move quickly and find their picks. But more importantly, King has to win one more C-Jet Ray 1v1 for this game to continue through overtime.
C-Jet. They do see we do see armor coming out on the side of Operation Paradox. They are trying to approach that Rainmaker safely. They're the ones that have to be aggressive here as their C-Jet does go down. It looks like King did lose that C-Jet duel as Cass picks up the Rainmaker and begins pushing it. Does get taken out by that Booyah though as XYP pops that Inkjet. Operation Paradox is not giving up. They currently have that Rainmaker. They just need to do this perfectly in order to pull lead.
Operation Paradox needs to survive another Stingray. I mean, with these C-Jets, it's coming any second now. And with the timer ticking down on this Rainmaker, it's not looking hopeful. We see Leaks with the Shark in top right in that snipe area. The 52, they're going to go for this Rainmaker. Going to play a little bit safer, though. Trying to win that 1v1 with King. That they do. Stingray coming online, trying to get rid of CN. Missiles now as well. That's going to be the game. 2-0 for Trio RobloxChan plus Nika.
Man, I thought I had seen Rainmaker, not until tonight. That was the Ray duels there were absolutely insane between King and the other C-Jet. I'll see their name in just a moment. Oh, it was Nikado. Fantastic job from the Rays there. We do see 7 coming out on the side of Trio RobloxChan, so maybe just a little bit more paint coming out of there. We are moving on to a game 3 on Splat Zones Wahoo. Paint is the game here, Brush.
Yeah, I mean, that game was such back and forth in that mid area. We saw such a stall for that first 4 minutes before the first move was made by Operation Paradox and the quick retaliation by Trio. Seeing how these two teams are able to play maybe a little bit more slowly and controlled as they make these slower pushes back into mid and fight for that circular zone in mid.
Yeah, that circle zone, a very unique zone. C-Jet's probably coming out again here. They've been pretty consistent so far. I wouldn't expect the comps to change too much, but a V-Jet can also be useful here for those missiles, given how absolutely insanely large the map is. What do you expect here, Brush?
I will say that a Stingray C-Jet here can be a little bit more risky. I mean, there's so much room for you to just drop below the map and live in the carousel area where you should hopefully have copious amounts of paint already down. So, you know, seeing if these two teams maybe flex to a more traditional backline, as we know, maybe a Charger, maybe a Splatling. But either way, these two teams fighting over this mid area, seeing how they can use their range especially to fight from one end of the zone to the other.
Yeah, Firefin, Remix, both of those are very solid. E-Leader is solid here, so it could be anything. C-Jet players, well, we don't see any C-Jet 1 tricks in the scene. Obviously, the backlines play something else. So I would be curious to see what they bring out as opposed to that. We are seeing Mictlin Heroes, their side, Trio RobloxChan, taking a little bit longer to ready up. Maybe they're deciding their backline option here.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say? I will pander a little bit while we're here and we have a little bit of downtime. Blobobber here is such an interesting pick, using the middle walls there to just bank shots everywhere you can. Getting over the wall into that ledge area can be devastating if you know how to use it right. But we will see very shortly if either of these teams choose to pull one out.
Speaking my language, Brush, here with the Blobber, we are seeing a C-Jet on the side. Oh man, double C-Jet coming out. Interesting. We are wrong, Brush. Yes, both teams bringing up for the C-Jet, as well as a Neo Splash on each side.
Nearly a mirror comp. We see that 96 on both sides. The only difference is the K-Pro in trade for the missile spam NZAP there. OP King going for another missile 1v1. Neither of them are going to find the... Or Stingray 1v1. Neither of them are going to find the pick. And now a 4v4 fight in mid as True RobloxChan is suffering a little bit of range with that zap.
Yeah, the Zappa. Oh, King getting called out by the opposing 96. Looks like RobloxChan is going to be able to cap here. Now they just need to get control of Plat. The 96 almost has armor ready to go, which is going to be extremely useful once that Zap gets respawned. Oh no, taken out by the splash from behind.
Oh, such a back and forth game just in this first minute alone. Pixie here going for this Shark. They're going to find a pick on that siege. That is crucial in this game. Now going for another. They're going to get a double kill. Very smooth there, as now they're looking to Shark a little bit more and play a little more aggressive into this lockout, trying to find the rest of the team.
Yeah, Operation Paradox needs to win this match. Their backs are against the wall. This is a game point for Trio RobloxChan. So if Operation Paradox wants to continue in SOS tonight, they need to win this, and they are doing just that, with getting to nearly 50 remaining with so early in the match.
Specials coming online for Trio as they look to push back into mid, taking a good control of this right side, but the Zap is going to get called out and go down to Pixie once again. So for the MVP, they're going to go down themselves, though, leaving a 2v3 in favor of Trio as they look to cap the zone, but they're going to get all the way down to 39 in the first minute and a half alone.
Yeah, Mikado and Chica pairing up there to take on the C-Jet, doing so quite successfully. They have now cleared their penalty points, so these points are theirs to keep, and they also have armor online. That's going to be very important for Operation Paradox once they respawn. Both sides do have their armor ready to go. We do see Leak taking control of that glass area over there, and my oh my, we're starting to see specials come out.
All 8, it feels like. We see both raids, we see a Booyah, we see a Bomb Rush. Like, everything is going into the zone right now, and the people gonna come out victorious is Trio as they find a pick on that C-Jet now. Operation Paradox looking to find a way into the zone as the lead slips from them. 37 ticks left, the pro going down, leaving Operation Paradox a little bit staggered here. Trio now looking for a KO as they get 3 down in their favor.
Yeah, Wahoo is so massive that it's going to be extremely difficult for Operation Paradox to break back in. King is there, though, bringing out that Stingray, trying to at least camp that jump with the Ray. They are doing some chip damage on the people in the zone. However, it looks like this is going to be Trio RobloxChan's game. They are going to take the set, meaning that they are moving on to Grand Finals.
Such momentum from Operation Paradox coming into this set, but Trio RobloxChan showed them that brick wall, did not give them an opportunity. It really looked like Operation Paradox had a chance there. We see the 5 picks coming from Pixie there, but just not finding the opportunities was the C-Jet on their side, and that's going to leave the set 3-0 against them.
Yep, and we will be moving on to Grand Finals after this. That was a really interesting set, especially given that you're in a Micklin Heroes versus Operation Paradox, basically against each other. Both teams are very solid teams. This is top tier Splatoon.
Yeah, we're going to be right back with Grand Finals gameplay coming shortly. Stick with us.
back to Grand Finals of SOS 49. My name is Capitalians, and I am here with the lovely and wonderful Brushstrokes. Brushstrokes, are you looking forward to this next set?
I am ecstatic. We've seen now on like a three chunk now where we've seen the same two teams go back to back. First, Campfire with their palm tree logo, followed by Operation Paradox, and now RobloxChan, which is a Michelin Heroes pickup. Some very fast-paced and high-level gameplay we're going to be going into here as they face off against Wavelength.
These are two gems of a team that we expect to see face off in this grand final set. Looking forward to it. We will be starting off with Rainmaker Sturgeon. We're talking about Rainmaker, the very standard map modes, very, very used to that. Oh, I have just been told that those are not our maps, so we are not starting off on Rainmaker Sturgeon.
Either way, I mean, we saw some very fast-paced gameplay from that Michelin Heroes pickup on the right side there. Just coming out swinging, not giving Operation Paradox any breathing room, especially with the absolute C-Jet Stingray spam we've seen coming out from them. I feel like there was one every couple seconds in the last set. So seeing how they are able to use the Stingray throughout the upcoming set as we go into Clam Blitz, Piranha Pit, obviously not shocking if we see one here.
Yeah, expecting a C-Jet or two to come out, and we do see, ooh, okay, interesting. We do see Trio RobloxChan ditching that C-Jet for the Bamboo, and then we see a C-Jet coming out on the side of Wavelength. I guess they don't want to be called out for using a C-Jet every round.
Yeah, or maybe just not wanting to face the music of another C-Jet 1v1. Wavelength, though, opting to pull one out themselves. Now, Trio forced to back up. No one's going to go down quite yet, except for the Nautilus on the side of Wavelength, as the C-Jet was out of the play distracted. Now, a 3v3 situation is one going down on the left side. A 2v1 now for Chica. Chica's going to find one pick. Now, looking for the other. They're not going to quite find it as they are able to back up. Their teammates are calling them out. A 4v1 situation on the field.
Yeah, and we do see Trio getting prepared for a dunk as there are two members down on the side of Wavelength. Balto coming out of Spawn Belt and getting picked in a 2v1 by Leek and Nikado as Trio RobloxChan continues to dunk here. They are going to use those missiles to stall for a little bit, extend their push as Wavelength struggles to get back in the action.
Getting a little bit of deja vu here from the last set. We saw round one, the same map mode. But look at Trio RobloxChan just moving in, finding any pick on anyone who dares come near them. Now, two more specials coming online. That suction bomb launcher, as well as that armor. That's going to find a couple more picks. And armor is going to obviously allow them to move a little bit quickly, get those clams in. Getting it all the way down to 17 in a 1v1 situation now on the field as Balto tries to get rid of Leaks back by this goal.
Yeah, Leek jumping back into useless in order to stay alive. It looks like they're going to be able to jump out, but that basket is still open, and Leek might be in position to extend it. No, he is going to have to drop beyond that wall as their extremely successful push comes to an end, and 46 penalty points. That is a lot to clear.
Leaks does not want to leave this area. They know that if they keep holding this, that'll allow for another push to come in. They're going to eventually get called out and go down to that bomb. A 3v4 situation. Chica now forced to back up a little bit with this ball, regroup a little bit as Inkjet comes online from the side of Wavelength. Two specials on the side of Trio. A dogfight in the middle of this court.
Yeah, and it's absolutely essential for Wavelength to get control of any sort of territory here, because Trio RobloxChan has control of both fans and almost control of Wavelength's basket. Chica is going to get picked by Mister there, I think that is, as Wavelength might be preparing to do something here, as there are two members down on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, after such a dominating push Trio got in that first couple of seconds there, now a much more back and forth game in this mid as we see it. Both teams a little bit staggered, just fighting in these drops for mid control. Michelin Heroes constantly going down for this middle drop, but missiles coming out that's going to force the people down by the basket to have to move away. Not going to quite find a pick in a 2v3 situation. Cast opting to dunk this basket, but immediately back up a little bit as a 1v3 situation against their favor. They're going to find one pick, get a couple more clams in, get called out though and go down, and that's going to be the end of this desperation push at the end.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was desperate. It might have been strategy there, because clearing those penalty points, with 49 penalty points, is significant. You would have to really hold onto a push in order to be able to clear that. There are two members down on the side of Trio RobloxChan. It looks like both of those players are at the basket. Wavelength has 26 clams. That is nothing to sneeze at, and they are going to go for a dunk here. Two members down, though. Balto is the last one next to Trio RobloxChan's spawn belt and is going to get picked.
So there's the end of the push. One Super Ball in, and we already see Trio set up at the opponent's goal, dunking it with Clams ready to end the game. Holy smokes.
Holy smokes, indeed. That first push coming out of Trio RobloxChan was dominating and completely took control of the entire match. If you get dunked on like that, it's very difficult to climb your way out of that and still tell yourself we can do this as a team on the side of Wavelength after such a successful push.
Yeah, I mean, we think about Piranha Pit as almost a longer map. We see it as something, you know, it takes a second to get from one side to the other. But Trio decided that wasn't true. They chose to get dunked on, get a couple picks, get a full wipe, swim one end to the other, and end the game just like that. So obviously not giving any chances here as they just steamroll through game one.
Yeah, zero breathing room. Interesting seeing that we saw two comps come out of that team between Clam Blitz Piranha last set and Clam Blitz Piranha this set. So showing some adaptability there, maybe knowing a little bit about Operation Paradox's team in order to be able to counter them a little bit. And same thing here with Wavelength. Maybe they're familiar with some of these players. Maybe they faced them in the past and just opted not to run that C-Jet. That was clearly successful for them last round, but what they did this round was more successful for them in this situation. And we are going... Oh.
No, all you.
No, all you, Brush.
Okay, well, we're getting ready here to go into a round two. We're getting some map confusion on our end. Not quite sure what map modes they are playing. It looks like they're accidentally playing the last round. So curious to see what they're going to be going into next. That's either going to be Zones Anchovy, which it seems like it is. So cool. Moving into Zones Ancho next. A little bit slower mode. I mentioned this last time as we moved into Splatstones with Trio. We're just stalling now on our end as we try to figure out what's happening with map modes. They are playing the wrong map list. So Splatstones Ancho, assuming we're able to go up there. Skep, what are you thinking in terms of comps there?
Okay, we are instead coming in for Rainmaker Black Belly. I am getting an extreme sense of deja vu. I don't know about you, Brush. We are seeing a C-Jet come out on both sides as well as an NZAP for those quick armors. Interesting that Wavelength is opting not to bring out missiles and instead choosing out to bring out double Inkjet.
A Stingray 1v1 coming out. That's going to leave both of them alive, but with the Zap now going down on the side of Trio, a 3v3, 3v2 situation as picks go trading down the entire way. The Nautilus now pushing up. They're going to find another pick, looking for this Sage-Jet. That's going to be a delayed wipe in favor of Wavelength as they pick up the Rainmaker and try to move forward. The Inkjet now coming out from that Nautilus, finding one pick instantly, clearing out the path. Two down as it is another delayed picks in favor of Wavelength.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting 3 picks on the side of Trio RobloxChan as they are going to be able to extend their lead with the Rainmaker here. That pixel is painted. 1 point. They were so close to a dunk there as Wavelength is wiped, but man, getting to 1 point remaining is holdable on Rainmaker Black Belly. Not many leads are safe on Rainmaker Black Belly, but 1 point remaining. That's going to give them a little bit of room to play defense here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Trio right now, looking to make a push, you're hoping that Wavelength is going to read Battlefy soon and find out they're playing the wrong map mode. But they're going to still, for now, try to make another push going. They're going to find 1 down. That's another 2 down in favor of Wavelength. A nice defensive here from Balto with this Inkjet clearly being the MVP of this game so far.
Yeah, the Inkjet's coming out on the side of Wavelength. That was a very interesting choice, but honestly glad to see it. It does seem like they have a plan here. They chose to run double Inkjet for a reason, and they are going to be successful with it. We do see both teams here in a 4v4 situation fighting for control of mid. That Inkjet coming out from Wavelength as Trio RobloxChan pops armor. It looks like they're trying to get a pick here. They do get 2 down, and they might be beginning their counter push as that Zap is the only one up, and goodness knows where they are.
I hate to break Trio's bubble right now in a 3 down situation. Now they're going to go down towards the pedestal, but it looks like we're about to walk into a forced DC here without the game happening. A 2-point. What is happening? What? With the map that shouldn't count. This thing right now coming out trying to play defense. 2-1 on this pedestal. This is crazy.
I am in shock. This should not be happening. We are in a one remaining situation in a map that nobody is supposed to be playing. RobloxChan, it looks like they're going to be preparing for another push. They need to get a pick, but we are expecting a DC any moment.
This is the craziest match. We're not going to DC in this one, but it's just not going to count. This is just a friendly scrim at this point. The Rainmaker now moving up. They're going to find one pick against their favor. Wavelength now in a 4v3 situation. The Rainmaker strafing through everything they've got, burning all of the specials of Wavelength. Now a 3v3 situation with Stingray ready. Trio now looking to make another move, trying to push a little bit farther. Stingray coming along at the side of Wavelength. This is inside of Trio spawn Wavelength, or inside of Wavelength spawn Trio here, looking to make anything they can, and it still is anyone's game with a minute and 48 seconds remaining.
I cannot believe that we're in a one remaining situation. That's just not something that happens. These two teams are incredibly even. We do see that Trio RobloxChan is currently in control of mid, but they are burning through their specials. That Ray coming out and that Neo Splash holding on to that Bomb Rush for just a little bit longer. We just see Inkjet coming out. Oh man, look at that beautiful shot from Golto there, getting the pick on that C-Jet, stopping that Ray.
This is wild. I've never seen such a back and forth gameplay, at least to this extent. Missiles now going to call out that Octo shot. They're going to go down a 3v3 situation on the field. Trio continuing to apply this pressure, strafing this Stingray. Now looking to get rid of that Nautilus. Nautilus is going to be jumping out to safety. The Inkjet ready for that defensive. That's going to make it very difficult for Trio as they aim to move a 3v3 situation. No Stingray ready anymore for Wavelength. Now Trio trying to move in the Stingray, or this Rainmaker, sorry, just shooting some shots, trying to get rid of Mixter here, chilling out with the armor ready. Now, the Rainmaker's going to be able to get rid of the armor, find the pick. That's a 3v3 situation. Trio doing everything they can to move this Rainmaker a little bit farther.
Oh man, 2 members down on the side of Trio RobloxChan with 33 seconds remaining. Getting that pick on the Inkjet is absolutely essential as Leak moves over trying to do something with the Rainmaker. They have to be able to know where their opponents are in order to be able to know where to safely push. I have no doubt that these two teams are calling everything out to each other. Cat is going to be the one to pick up the Rainmaker, but is going to get picked by that Inkjet. That Inkjet coming out, getting another pick as they are going to go down to Chica there. Leak is still in position to grab that Rainmaker if he can manage to get a hold of it.
He has to win this 1v1 and it's not going to happen. Now the Respawn coming in trying to grab the Rainmaker. That's exactly what they're going to do. Back up a little bit, trying to make some space. A 2v2 situation in an overtime game. 99-98 as Cass just lobs some shots. They're going to opt to take it a little bit slower. Chica taking this right side flank. That's going to distract the Nautilus. Now they have to move quickly because this timer is running out. But with 2 down against their favor, they're forced to rotate to this right side or even back a little bit more. Now just the Rainmaker alive as this Inkjet chases them all the way back. And that's going to be the game, which doesn't count.
Yeah, that insanely close match that we all just watched does not count. So, those Inkjets, absolutely phenomenal. Top tier Inkjets, way to go Inkjets. That match was insane.
I was distracted by trying to explain what was happening there that I didn't even quite catch how Trio was able to push it to 2. I blinked. They were getting the picks they needed, and all of a sudden they were on the pedestal, but it wasn't quite enough Wavelength. Just getting the couple frames they needed. Skep, do you mind explaining what happened with that set and why it's not counting?
Okay, yeah, so essentially what had happened with that set is the semifinals and grand final sets got a little bit mixed up. There was a little bit confusion, and when the second match had begun to queue up, and we were attempting to contact them, it was already queued, and there was just a miscommunication or lack of communication between our side at IPL and the players. It is not going to count. We will be moving forward to Splat Zone's Anchovy as soon as we are able to communicate with all sides. But I mean, hey, that was one sweet Rainmaker Black Belly match.
If I'm Trio here, I would even be compelled to try to get that to count and give Wavelength the win. I mean, it's not every day you get to see such a wild game happen, and it's not unusual in the Platoon scene to see some leeway and stuff like that. So I can't speak for the TOs, but I gotta say, for such an incredible match, at least kudos to them.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I would be bragging about for a little bit. Definitely putting that on Twitter, getting some clips out of that match. It was absolutely insane. But I expect the rest of this set to be insane, right? We saw that crazy Clam Blitz Piranha match. Like, that was game 1. So we got a bonus game 2, you know what I mean? But now we'll be getting the real game 2. So I expect Splatzone's Anchovy to be just as lit.
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about the incident in Low Inc. where the opposing team, the grand finals team, lined up on the spawn line and just disconnected. And we've joked thus far into the year that, you know, that is the game of the year. But with what I just watched, I'm not so sure anymore.
Well, the year is wrapping up, so this very well we could be looking forward to the set of the year here. If I was these two teams, I would be contacting each other and trying to get some scrims in, because this is phenomenal Splatoon.
Right, and Splat Zones and Chovy games on the horizon. Such an interesting map to lock out, because your entire job is to control this massive wall on plat that is kind of out of everyone's reach. So seeing how these two teams fight that, and maybe with these C-Jets we've seen constantly in this top cut, using those to those advantage to poke the little top area.
Yeah, Splat Zones, Entropy, it's C-Jets, definitely something that we can see here. V-Jets, Remix, anything with rain could be very useful here. Keeping control of those fans are so important. It's all about how you do it. Booyah is very powerful here. K52, it works everywhere, but it works especially well on Splat Zones, Entropy.
So here we're gonna go into the correct round 2, Splat Zones and Chovy games. Both these teams finally readying up, putting that match behind them somehow. I'm not sure how you do that mentality-wise. I'd like to see how these two teams also leverage these windows. I mean, at a lower level, you see them used a lot for these massive flanks that end up in quads, but at such a high level of play, it's difficult to say that they won't get called out and go down quickly.
Yeah, keeping control of those windows and making sure that you always have somebody stationed in zone while the rest of your team pushes up into plat and beyond, to make sure that that zone doesn't get capped out from underneath you is absolutely critical. We will be moving forward to this next match, so this is the real game 2.
The real game 2, here we go. We're gonna see Operation Parrot, or not Operation Parrot, holy smoke, sorry. The McLean Heroes pick up versus Wavelength as they go into this game. As that Nautilus coming back, trying to control that snipe is going to be imperative for them. And a custom E-leader with bubbles on the side of Wavelength.
That's an interesting pick, given that the other E-leader can run rain. I'm very curious to see what they are hoping to accomplish with those bubbles that they couldn't accomplish with the other kit. We do see that 96 getting picked by the Nautilus in that opening as Wavelength gets that first cap. Will they be a second cap? Will they be able to hold? It looks like they will, with 2 members down on the side of Trio RobloxChan.
Yeah, I mean, look at the control Trio was able to apply to this left fan. Even as Wavelength had done everything they can to paint it up, they were forced to back out quickly. And now a 4v3 situation with Inkjet ready on the side of Wavelength. Trio Roblox is able to cap this zone and continue to hold it through their pounding points.
Yeah, getting that pick on that Nautilus is very important. That Nautilus was doing some serious damage to them. We do have 3 members of Trio RobloxChan taking that NZAP out. It's a very important pick. You've now stalled Wavelength's armor. We do see Wavelength sending somebody around through window to try and pull off a cheeky little flank. They do! They can did they just get a quad?
I think it was 3 or 4 picks on the side of Wavelength there. That's going to let them set up an amazing lockout here. Painting up the Nautilus, though, going down a little bit, unfortunately, in that Inkjet. Now a 2v3 situation in favor of Trio. Wavelength not quite able to capitalize on the quad in the way they wanted.
Yeah, I will note that they are once again running Double Jet. We do see that ends up getting the pick on that shot that was trying to set up a shot place in window. It looks like Wavelength is going to be able to pull lead here, and they do. Trying to avoid those missiles that are coming out from either the Zap or the K-Shot. We're seeing 2 double specials on both teams. That is certainly interesting, as both teams here fight 4v4 to maintain control of that zone.
Yeah, I mean, a question of who wins, missiles or inkjet. Wavelength has put their marbles into the inkjet basket, and that Nautilus hasn't quite been able to make the ruckus they've wanted to thus far. But with both of them ready, the Nautilus is going to pop theirs first, looking for a pick. They're not going to go down quite yet. The E-Leader not able to find a pick on them that they wanted. Now going right underneath Storm, coming out onto zone. The inkjet is going to run out. A 4v4 situation. We got 3v4 in favor of Wavelength on this lockout. Now being able to continue grow their lead. The zone being neutralized, but not before the E-Leader is able to swoop back in and get some more points down for their team.
Yeah, that E-Leader working up very far forward for where an E-Leader would usually be, but they are holding that position on left fan extremely well. Unfortunately, their NZAP did go down, but we are seeing those bubbles finally coming out. What's going to happen here? Oh, they are popped to try and use the cap zone.
Yeah, and unfortunately not too big of a surprise that they're not actually able to make too big of a difference. Almost a memed on E-Leader, a memed on backline there. The unfortunate sister to the vanilla E-Leader, which is down on the side of Trio as Wavelength is looking to continue hold this zone and take through their penalty points. Now a 4v2 situation in Wavelength's favor. Armor now ready on the side of Trio, opting to wait until their team is ready to pop it. The same ready on the side of Wavelength.
Yeah, Wavelength now having cleared those penalty points. The armor and the bubbles are coming out. Oh wait, that's the Rain E-Leader. My bad. They're both running E-Leader. It looks like Trio RobloxChan is contesting that zone, but Wavelength is just holding it. Unfortunately, their Octo Shot is down. It looks like Trio RobloxChan will be able to try and cap here. No, it still goes in favor of Wavelength as both teams desperately try to fight for this zone. Trio RobloxChan is able to apply penalty points, but with 2 members down, that zone is very quickly going to flip in favor of Wavelength.
You know, an eye for an eye there. We saw the shot trade the shot in a 3v3 situation, and it wasn't until Chica was able to get into the zone, get their hands dirty, and just kind of get the last little bit of paint down to cap that zone, and that's going to allow them to survive at least another minute in this game, as Wavelength now takes down 20 penalty points in a 3v2 situation against their favor.
Yeah, getting the pick on that Octo Shot as they were pushing up onto Plat. We do see bubbles coming out once again from that E-Leader. Very clean control of their own mid here on the side of Trio RobloxChan, but they do have 2 down. That E-Leader is now the only one up, and they are in a very vulnerable position. They do get picked by Balto there, who is wielding the Octo Shot. With 42 seconds remaining and 2 specials online, Trio RobloxChan's backs are against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, Wavelength now with this inkjet, they finally found a way to pop it in a way that works, applying pressure into the zone, not going to find a pick, but a 4v4 situation with specials in their favor. They're going to find 1 pick on this app that's going to be looking for another one. They're not going to quite find it yet, but there it is, 2 picks, a 4v2 situation. Balto going off, going for this triple. They're going to find it, just the E-Leader alive, and with 2 ticks left, Wavelength takes game 2 for real this time.
They said that winning that last game 2, the accidental game 2, that was not on accident. This is their game 2. They wanted to take this one too. I will say, Balto, absolutely ridiculous what came out of that Octo Shot. Are you kidding me?
Out of nowhere, too. I mean, Wavelength not wanting to live a lie. They took game 2 in dominating fashion, not letting Trio have any chances past the first 30 seconds of that game in that first push, and looking to carry the momentum now of 2 games, but it's actually 1 into tower-controlled Manta Maria.
Well, hey, either way, you're running off of that adrenaline. You won the game. That's going to carry you far moving forward into that next set. Tower Control Manta Maria is certainly a CJet map. I know we've been seeing a lot of CJets tonight. I would expect to see one again. Both of these teams are live and ready to go. This is Grand Finals.
I mean, a map that demands concentration. You're not winning this game if you're not in it. And I know I've been struggling now after such a back and forth game and a half there, trying to keep my mind in it. I can't imagine what these 2 teams are going through. The emotions of winning a game or losing it to that 1 point like that, KOs on neither side, and then straight into a zones match which required so much patience.
Yeah, that last zones match was absolutely incredible, and given how these 2 teams have been playing tonight, I expect this next match to be absolutely incredible. It looks like Forgive me if I'm wrong, we do see a Nautilus coming out on both sides, as well as that Charger bringing out the Ray. Interesting with the Splatling Charger combination, and Balto once again on that Octo Shot.
Yeah, backline list from the side of Trio, but a Hero Charger on the side of Wavelength is going to give them a Stingray. Their team now popping armor up, facing up against missiles there in mid. No one's going to find a pick yet, but there we go. Trio going down first. The Nautilus getting called out and going down now. An Inkjet ready on the side of Wavelength as they look to abuse what has worked for them so far and pop that Inkjet and move forward.
Yeah, they do have both Inkjets ready to go, perhaps just waiting for that armor. We do see Balto popping that Inkjet. The Nautilus unfortunately going down. It is a 3v2 situation for control of mid as this Zap tries to pick fight with the 52. The 52 is going to be taken out by their teammate as they move that tower. They do have armor online, possibly to use that to clear that checkpoint. Getting past that first checkpoint is really important right now, especially given the control they currently have over mid.
I mean, talk about patience. Look how Migster there was able to hold in mid, not let themselves get too hasty and grab tower, opt to let the teams even respawn if it meant getting rid of that 52 and clearing out the area, and that has let them to push all the way to 57 thus far, but with 2 down against their favor in a 3v2 situation, this Nautilus is going to find a trade, and it's not going to be enough as Wavelength is delayed wiped.
Yeah, not v not in that street there. We do see Chica and Leek gaining control of mid there. Gold painting up for that Ray, going to use that to stop that first checkpoint, maybe even try to hold it. We do see Booyahs coming out from that 52. 2 members are down on the side of Trio Chan, as that Stingray does come out, getting a pick on the Nautilus there.
Yeah, but the thing about Stingray is you're not able to support your team. And so while it became a 2v1 situation on the field, the truth was the Stingray was out of the play enough that it was a 1v1 and the Nautilus didn't want to aggress it, leaving now a 4v4 situation again and a fight in mid. Wavelength looking to maybe stall a little bit longer as they have the advantage with that lead.
Yeah, and we do see the Octoshot going down as Trio RobloxChan does have their armor. That armor is going to be popped as the Inkjet from the Nautilus comes out as well. Trio RobloxChan barreling towards that first checkpoint. It looks like they're going to be able to clear it this time with 2 members of Wavelength down.
There we go. Checkpoint down, a 4v3 situation in their favor. Trio now finding another pick on that Octo Shot. That's huge as now they move into the checkpoint, take lead here, looking to jump across into Elbow. We see a little bit of a miss jump, but they're going to be able to still use the right side to their advantage, get the missiles ready. They're going to get called out and go down to the Nautilus on that right side wrap, but the Nautilus here is going to find one and look for another on that Nautilus. A Nautilus 1v1 happening again, 3v1, just the Stingray in the spawn, and so that Inkjet is not going to be able to be used.
That Inkjet absolutely coming out in clutch from that Nautilus, assisting their teammate in getting that Octo Shot. We do see Cass on the tower. It looks like they're going to be able to clear that third checkpoint here, but we do see Wavelength coming around for a cheeky little flank, getting that Tower Rider, and finally getting desperate control of that tower back and heading back to mid.
I mean, from our angle, Migster's flank looked so believable and so, or not believable, sorry, so obvious and easy to call out. But the truth is in a moment like that, when you're throwing everything you can at this checkpoint, getting a flank like that called is hard, and these two teams are tired. You know, they played an extra set, they've been in this tournament for hours now. It's whoever who has the most endurance and who's going to be able to continue into the set.
Yeah, and we do see the Octoshot going down while having the Inkjet, but 2 members down on the side of Wavelength, but they do manage to pick that Zap. The Zap is an important pick from Migster there as he tries to get control of Bunk, but the 52 is going to hold him back. I believe that 52 is still up there. No, it looks like they fell back a little bit or jumped out. Wavelength is at that second checkpoint. They are going to be able to work to clear it, but that checkpoint is the most difficult checkpoint on the map to clear, and they do go 2 down. It is now a 2v2 situation with a desperate struggle for a tower. It's a 2v1 situation as Chica tries to go in for that tower. We do see jumps coming in on the side of Wavelength. They are now in pit.
But look at the Nautilus there. They're taking control of that mass, not wanting the same fate to happen to them, allowing some jumps to come in by playing a little bit slower. We're going to see a 2v4 situation with these jumps coming in, trying to survive. Drop roller not going to be enough for better there, as now Trio is able to paint back up, take control, and not let Wavelength get through that checkpoint.
Yeah, they're going to be able to charge up those specials, barely hanging on to the defense there, doing so very successfully. We do see a Booyah Bomb, 10 missiles, and armor coming out all at once. The Inkjet following out shortly after. They're trying to get picks here before overtime can even begin.
And now 3 down, just the Nautilus who had jumped back recently. Trio pushing this tower into danger, but is confident it's not going to matter as they find one more pick on that Zap. Once again, 4 seconds left, and they've taken this last game. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's the game.
There is the game indeed. That one was a nail-biter for sure. The defense there from Wavelength was a little bit iffy as Trio RobloxChan was able to clear that 3rd checkpoint. They were able to clear the 2nd checkpoint though in the end. That is such a difficult one, and once you get into pit, it really is a tough time as your opponents are right above your heads the whole time. Very solid there from Trio RobloxChan.
So a 2-1 set in favor of Trio. So far, trading games back and forth. We're looking at a game 4 here. We're going to be moving into some Clam Blitz on the Reef. Skep, what do you think about this map mode?
Well, bridge here is everything, as we all know. Keeping an eye on your alley, making sure nobody sneaks around and gets a little cheeky dunk over from card. That's very important. Honestly, if I could see anything on this map mode, I would love to see a tent. Sorella tent can be very good here. I don't expect to see one, but I would love it.
Chaos is so high right now with both of these teams. I mean, seeing how they have been just floundering around the map, trying desperately for any hero plays, and seeing how these two teams, are going to be able to take advantage of the alley flank through tree and use the chaos to their favor, use that flank and push in maybe a little bit more aggressively. That said, we know how Trio plays Clam Blitz, and they do not hold back.
Yeah, we do see Trio bringing out a very similar comp to what they played on Clam Blitz Piranha earlier. We do see a sploosh coming out from Wavelength. That hammer is going to be very useful in clearing out street. That hammer is ready to go. Trio RobloxChan popping armor. Oh, there is the hammer, desperately trying to pick Cap. They are going to get picked, though, instead. As it looks like Trio RobloxChan tries to take control of Bridge here. With 2 members down on Wavelength and 1 member down, that 52 on the side of Trio RobloxChan, that's going to make getting a hold of Bridge a little bit more difficult.
Wavelength took a lot of space very quickly, and they were really banking on that hammer to come through the ramp and get a hero play and get a couple picks, though it didn't happen, and now Trio is the advantageous team with 21 clams ready against 8 as Bridge is just being kind of bombed out as Wavelength is able to keep some paint down.
Yeah, Trio RobloxChan, they do have Bridge right now, but you know what? They have a clam, and they are dunking it. With two members down on the side of Wavelength, we see that hammer coming out, trying to get some picks before some more clams could be dunked. Leak coming around with the rest of their clams, getting that to 29 remaining. This is giving me some memories.
Hey, Wavelength, Chica was in your car. Look at that flank, exactly as we predicted there, taking advantage of those flanks and using them and applying pressure any way they can. This Nautilus knows exactly how to do that, using this tree to their advantage. Now looking at the one in alley, they're going to try to find another pick, 3 down in favor of Trio as they continue the pressure, not giving any chance for Wavelength to breathe.
Yeah, 0 breathing room there. That Nautilus using those missiles, sighting them out, getting some picks. We are seeing Wavelength pick up the Mercy Clam, so that way another one could spawn. Trio RobloxChan did not score any additional clams, but they did tick down a little bit of their penalty. That can still be very useful, as Wavelength does have 3 specials online. That Ink... Ooh, look at that shot from that Inkjet as they prepare for a push of their own. That Inkjet is going to be cancelled by the 52, however, as the nice, interesting little fight in Fight Club does happen. The 52 losing to the 85 down there.
A ball now ready on the side of Wavelength as they gear up for a push of their own, trying to get Trio a little bit staggered. That bomb is going to find a nice pick on the Inkjet. That's a 4v3 situation. The 52 off of that respawn, looking to play in this alley. The ball carrier here, the Zap, is not going to be able to find anything quite yet. But with armor online, they're going to be able to take a trade with the K-Shot. A 2v3 situation now in Trio's favor as their defense seems to have worked.
Yeah, very solid defense there from Trio. That clam is going to despawn, and Trio has once again control of their own street. We do see that Sploosh and that Inkjet, though, on the side of Wavelength have their specials ready to go. That Inkjet coming out, as well as the hammer. The Booyah on bridge, though, is going to be quite a problem. They aren't able to take that on as 3 members of Wavelength do go down. Oh, man, it is now 3 members down on each side as Balto is up underneath that basket with 9 clams.
And there goes the ball in, but not before sacrificing their own life for it. Yet again, ticking down the penalty a little bit, but not really having much follow-up in terms of clams. Now Trio set up for defense all the way back by their goal, trying to put some paint down and Tree. Not before the Nautilus, though, is going to be able to push up a little bit and try to find some aggression. Nice shark from the sploosh there as they find one pick with that hammer. Now looking for another in this alley. It's not going to be quite successful yet, but as they're going to be able to find another there, 4v2 situation in their favor, throwing the hammer now, applying pressure to this car. Wavelength has to get some clams together and capitalize off of this flank, or it's worthless.
Yo, Balto coming in there with the clam and the inkjet, getting the first dunk on the side of Wavelength. We do see another power clam being scored. Balto has almost complete control over that car, and he's not even up there. We do see Wavelength jumping in with more clams. It is a 3v3 situation on both sides. Oh, okay, never mind. It is 2v2 as Chica maintains control of car here. Mixter trying to get control, a little bit of control of basket. There are so many clams on bridge, but they're not going to be able to get to them before the basket close, but they can form another power clam any second. All of those clams there are theirs for the taking.
Wavelength not quite having the clam pressure they needed, but definitely the aggression that they've been playing up against. Now finding a nice pick with that bomb. A 4v2 situation as Gold opts to toss this bomb to be able to play a little bit more sharky. The ball now coming in straight through street. They're going to be able to dunk that quickly. Now Armor being recharged quickly. A 29 to 46 point gap as clams are coming in from everywhere. One clam's the difference in this game, and they're not gonna quite find it. A desperation move, and it's not gonna happen. Wavelength wiping. Oh, was that the one clam?
They did the one clam.
A 29 to 28 game, 10 seconds left. Trio going for this overtime. Specials ready. This is a 1-ball game.
And that shows the importance of ticking down those penalty points. They only need 1 ball to pull lead. Nika tries to pick it up, does get picked. Cat is coming around. Oh, 2 power clams. They were not gonna let that go.
What just happened?
What?
I don't have words. So Rainmaker, right? When they were down that 1-2, they did not give up the pressure. We're sitting here looking at a similar situation in clams, a 1 clam difference. Trio kept their head in the game, kept the coordination as Wavelength started to freak out with that lead and dunked 2 balls, getting just the nastiest KO possible in the last second.
Yeah, just that was a match. That was some serious clam blam. For sure. I'm in shock that was. I thought for sure that push was dead when the power clam went down twice underneath basket, but those 2 remaining players said, how about not? We're coming around with another power clam, and they dunked them both at the same time. So regardless of who dunked, that game would have been over right then and there, but they both did.
I mean, Wavelength now, mindset-wise, has to be struggling. I mean, you get a beautiful win on that Rainmaker game, and it doesn't count, and then you're this close to taking Clamblitz Reef, proving Trio isn't quite the master, and it gets stolen from them in overtime. Rainmaker Snapper is going to be a game of desperation moves.
Oh, hey, we did see that Wavelength won the previous non-existent Rainmaker match by a literal hair. So, we might see the same thing on Rainmaker Snapper. Either way, all of these matches have been extremely close. Rainmaker put up a fight in TC Manta that they did not go down without one. Same thing with Clamblitz Reef. This next match is going to be a fight. It is match point for Trio RobloxChan, which means that Wavelength has to pull all of the cans out of the fridge in order to be able to try and win this.
All the cans out of the fridge indeed. But, you know, they're going to have to... They're thankfully out of the clear with Clam Blitz. Rainmaker Sturgeon supposed to be that game 1, which was never played. Wavelength really wanting to prove that they can at least win on Rainmaker here, as they need to get the next 3 games out of 3 to take this tournament, sorry.
Yeah, it is match point for sure. They are going to bring out very similar comps to what we've been seeing all night. Wavelength opting to bring out that C-Jet that they did use in Clamblitz Piranha. I believe they won that match. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brush. But either way, Stingray being coming out, a early Stingray within the first 10 seconds of the match, trying to clear out their streak there.
Yeah, Trio not having a Stingray to counter it with, but instead using that armor. The left side of the map is completely open as the Nautilus goes down for the side of Wavelength. Cass is going to capitalize on that openness on the left side, looking for another pick. That's a 4v2 situation in their favor as the Rainmaker now gets quick points. Wavelength struggling to find anything as the Nautilus spawn camps them a little bit. Now the Rainmaker getting all the way down to 40, looking for this KO already. A 3v2 situation with specials ready. Finally, that Rainmaker is going to go down, but not before Booyah comes out on the side of Trio from Leaks.
Yeah, Lex up there underneath Pedestal, getting a very clean pick on that, ends up going to try and camp that Inkjet when it lands. That's going to make 2 down on the side of Wavelength. Lex up there just camped, absolutely camped on top of near podium, which means that Trio RobloxChan is going to be able to continue this push based off of where they are positioned. The Octo Shot going down, now coming out of spawn, picking up the Rainmaker and pushing it forward. Oh, and they're going for the dunk!
Trio
Whoa.
taking the tournament. I mean, Wavelength fell asleep in their bathtub and could not wake up, and that's the game. Trio taking it 4-1 after some really strange gameplay. I do want to highlight behind the scenes. I mean, this has not been a game of bad sportsmanship. We see Trio wanting to give Game 1 to Wavelength in honor of what happened on Rainmaker, but Wavelength not wanting the pity win, and it's going to end up working against them here as Trio wins 4-1 in 6 games, but actually 5.
Yeah, I mean, either way, both of these teams had a phenomenal showing here tonight. I'm extremely impressed with how this set went. There was a little bit of miscommunication, but like you said, good sportsmanship on both sides. Wavelength braving up and saying, no, we're not going to take that W. Trio RobloxChan offering it to them. Either way, both of these matches were, all of these matches were absolutely incredible. Both of these teams were phenomenal. I definitely look forward to seeing both of them back. Wavelength, a team in their own right, Trio RobloxChan, a little bit of a pick-up with mostly Micklin heroes, but these two teams are top contenders for sure here at SOS.
Yeah, I mean, a crazy set, ending a crazy tournament. We are struggling here behind the scenes. I mean, my intuition and Skeps as well is to start wrapping this thing up. But we are hearing a Game 6 is being played behind the scenes. Trio giving Clam Blitz Piranha Pit to Wavelength in honor. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to count this. I'm waiting on word from our TOs. This is wild.
I'm cool with this. We're all cool with this.
I think we're moving ahead.
They want this fight, huh?
Wavelength really climbing back in that Clam Blitz Piranha Pit match that was never supposed to happen 4 rounds ago, and they're gonna suddenly be the winners. We're moving into a Game 6 on Splatzone's Mako Mark. Wavelength and Trio do not want this tournament to end.
Oh man, sorry, my words are caught in my mouth. We are indeed moving on to a surprise Cheeky Gentleman's Game 6. As both of these teams look out to finish this tournament, Wavelength is now back in the running. This is happening, Brush. This is happening.
I don't want to believe it. I can't. Splatzone's Mako Mark.
It's actually happening.
A map favoring sloshers and blasters, and neither of which these two teams have played yet. I don't know what's happened to the Sploosh coming back out. Mirror comps nearly from last set.
Yeah, except for the E-Leader. The E-Leader too at that. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't play snipers. I believe that's the one with bubbles.
That's the one with rain, so certainly more common. But either way, Leader gonna be able to control this entire map. Sploosh finding a nice pick on that 52. Wavelength capping this zone first, getting 3 down quickly. They are fighting to stay in this.
Yeah, Wavelength said, all right, we'll take that. We'll be in this, but we're also going to make you regret that decision. getting the pick on the E-leader with that Inkjet, successfully clearing down to 30 points, having 2 members down on the side of Trio RobloxChan, and having that hammer online for very strong, solid defense. The Neo Splash does have their bomb rush ready to go, and armor is online, so they are going to be able to work up, getting the pick. The Zap nearly trading there with the Octo Shot, but also they're trying to push her. The E-leader is going to get picked. Oh no.
What? No! There's a DC! We're playing like an 8th game of Splatoon now as Wavelength holds up that hammer like a wave, like a white flag. I am so lost in this set. This is wild. Wavelength coming out swinging, and only getting that DC was Trio was able to cap the zone. These two teams partying like there's no tomorrow.
What is happening? Oh man, we all feel probably the same way right now. Oh, nice cheeky little drip pick. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. You know, next thing we're going to be looking at, there's going to be a lineup on spawn, and we're going to see an entire team DC, because if this is not the most wild game of Splatoon, I don't know what could be.
This is, the most wild set that I have had the honor of commentating ever. We will be replaying Splat Zone's Mako, the game that was never supposed to happen, because of the DC.
Not only the game that was never supposed to happen, it's like the 7th game that was never supposed to happen here, Skep, and we're playing it again. You know, you mentioned it being an honor to commentate this one, and it certainly is. My, like, posture when I'm commentating is very, like, close to my monitor and very, like, in the game. I'm, like, 4 feet away right now. Like, my mic is in my hand. I am so on edge based on this game. Everyone bolting around. I keep saying I'm lost for words, but I truly am.
My words have gotten caught in my mouth many times this set. If my mic wasn't wired, I probably would be pacing too. I mean, what do you even say? There's nothing to say. We'll be seeing Splat Zone's Mako again, the game that wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay, so as a recap, Game 1 was played on the wrong map. They played on Clamblitz Piranha Pit. It was supposed to be Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard. Trio took that game. They moved into a Game 2 on the wrong map again. It was Rainmaker Blackbelly Skate Park. It was 99 points to 98 points. Wavelength getting the win, 1 point from a KO. And so we moved into game... But that game wasn't allowed to count because they were given heads up. So we moved back to Splat Zones and 2v games. Wavelength showed they wanted to be the winner, and we got all the way to Rainmaker Snapper Canal, where Trio supposedly won the tournament at 4-1. Skep, what happened next?
We started a very sweet Splat Zones Mako match where Wavelength was putting all their fists in the air and hitting hard. And unfortunately, a member of, I believe it was Trio DC'd? No, it was Wavelength, the Nautilus DC'd. So now we're getting a replay of the Game 6 that was after the tournament technically ended, and we are seeing a sub come in on the side of Wavelength. They're not taking any chances with a future DC.
Yeah, 4-1 Trio became 3-2, also for Trio, but 2 wins for Wavelength out of good sportsmanship for that Rainmaker match that we lost to time. Splat Zones Mako happens, we get that DC as you said, and now a sub will come in and finish this tournament for Wavelength.
Yeah, Wavelength, J-Rod out there on the Nautilus, sticking with the same weapon that was being played previously, and that's a sub in Grand Finals. That's a very interesting time to bring out a sub, but in this situation, what do you even do? All hands are in the air. J-Rod over here working to help pick off that splash. It looks like Wavelength is going to be the first to cap the zone, as 3 members are down on the side of Trio RobloxChan. That E-leader is certainly vulnerable all the way there by themselves, but 2 members are down on the side of Wavelength, so it's not really a safe time to pop Inkjet, and we are going to see that being held.
Too bad. They pop it. They go down to that E-leader there, leaving a 3v3 on the board, or on the field, sorry, as that splash goes down. Now, Booyah ready on the side of Trio, Hammer ready on the side of Wavelength. A fight in mid now, 4v4 again, Armor coming online, the side of Trio, along with that Booyah. Hammer's not going to be able to find a pick quite yet. The zone still in favor of Wavelength, though neutral now is going to go back in their favor, ticking down past the 50 point, and a pick in favor of Wavelength.
Yeah, that is 2 members down, 3 members down on the side of Trio RobloxChan as Wavelength has Armor ready to go and everybody in zone in the action. That Numbs was taken out from somewhere. I don't know from where. If I was Balto, I would be looking around for that. Oh, there they are. That's a little splash on block being very sneaky is going to be picked by Balto there. Balto now has to win a 2v1 in order to help maintain control of that zone. He gets the pick. Oh, is taken out by the E-leader, but that was some serious beanbag damage.
I mean, that's the stall you need if you're Wavelength. You just had your last Slayer in a 4v1 situation stall out long enough that you could come back into the zone and cap it, and now have the advantage, though. The Hammer going to go down on that left side, leaving Trio back to cap the zone, but Cass being called out here, not going to be able to quite find any room to move, and they're forced into this right side alley.
Yeah, that Cass on that block there is going to get a trade with the Octo Shot. Trio RobloxChan in control of the zone with no penalty points. That Booyah coming out from the 52, trying to stall that cap from the zone. That Sploosh does have that Hammer ready to go. That is quite a significant threat as 1 member goes down on the side of Trio RobloxChan. They are going to keep that zone. The Hammer coming out, sharking gold there, getting a pick on the E-leader. 3 members down on side of Trio RobloxChan as Wavelength manages the cap again. We do see, ooh man, a gold there almost went down to that bomb.
But the bomb finds a pick on that Zap. That's gonna allow them to stall the zone for a little bit longer. 60 ticks roughly left on the side of Wavelength, including the penalty, and they are staggering Trio hard. Now 20 ticks left of penalty. It's gonna be a 3v3 situation. Gold opting to push across, looking for a pick on that E-leader. They're not gonna quite find it yet, but a 2v3 situation in favor of Trio is gonna be enough to stall a wipe on the side of Trio, or sorry, on the side of Wavelength, and Trio's gonna be able to move back into the zone and cap it quickly, applying more penalty to Wavelength.
Yes, Lex there taking a very steady control of right stack. That's a very good spot for Lex to be positioned in. They are going to be forced out by the Octo Shot. Oh man, that Hammer! Oh, okay, heard. Lex getting a pick there on that Hammer, trying to situate themselves where they can go up against the Inkjet. Trio RobloxChan has cleared their penalty points. The splash is down though, 4 members up on the side of Wavelength as they are going to try and push this zone. Oh, Trio is maintaining control here.
This is the set that never ends. A 3v3 situation. Trio gonna get flanked here. Leaks not noticing the zone is under attack, and it's gonna get capped by Wavelength, applying enough penalty for them to regroup here and hopefully get one more cap to win this set outright. A minute and 20 seconds left, but both of these teams slowly getting this timer down to 0.
Yeah, Trio RobloxChan doesn't have many penalty points in order to be able to clear. Wavelength has a solid 44. That E-leader is down and making it 3v3 on both sides. The Hammer coming out, that Hammer is surrounded. Chica is going to be forced back with an Inkjet. It looks like the Hammer got canceled over on right side. This is a dogfight here for mid.
But the Inkjet not finding the picks they wanted is going to leave the zone in Trio's favor. Now a 3-down situation. The Sploosh, though, finding a nice pick. They have to get a desperation cap here if they want this game to continue on. A jump coming into zone. They're not going to find it. Trio taking the set and the tournament for real this time. 4-2 with like 7 extra games.
That whole set was an extra set, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Trio RobloxChan taking the W here, bringing Wavelength back into the tournament and then redeeming themselves, saying we're sorry about that first match, but we're still here to win. Taking SOS 49. I'm holding on to my seat. We're probably not going to see a TC Starfish match, but knowing these two teams, anything could happen. Either way, Trio RobloxChan did win the tournament, regardless of what happened. This was a set. Bruh, this was a set. We're done.
That's it. 4-2. Trio RobloxChan climbing back after so much weird stuff. Wavelength almost taking that last game, bringing it to a game 7, but it's not gonna happen. I've been Brush on the mic with me with Skep.
You okay, Brush? Are you breathing, Brush? Are you breathing? All right. Well, that was a set. Like Brush said, my name is Skepidillions. Brush, where can the good people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at BrushstrokesSPL. Scap, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as at Skepidillions, as seen on screen. I believe we have a special message from our wonderful streamer Krakenmare. Stay fresh, everyone.
Stay fresh.
We're not going anywhere. We're staying fresh.
We're gonna keep being fresh.
Hey everybody, go tell Grace the TO. Go tell him happy birthday. Okay, bye. It's a couple days early, but yeah, tell him happy birthday. Okay, bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Happy birthday, Grace! We love you! Good night!